creepiest.
Yeah, he is creepy.
All right, hi everyone. Let's see how the stream is looking. It looks like we're good to go. Yay!
Hello, everybody.
All right, welcome to Treasure Lost Legion. What episode are we on? I don't know. Oh, I didn't did I update it? I don't know if I updated it. No, I updated
Right now, you haven't seen episode 6, but I think we're further than that.
No, it's 6. It actually is.
That's about right.
Oh, is it? Oh.
It is. It actually is. It seems like it's been forever. Just because you and Whisper like to go on amazing, fantastic adventures. And what the heck is that in the way of...
Well, now we can have a dwarf also join in the bathroom fun.
Yes!
Wow!
What?
A dwarf, a gnome...
And at the back, so you go into a bathroom.
Walk into a bathroom, and an elf comes out.
I mean, I can't blame the elf.
No, but the elf never went in. That's the problem.
Sure?
Yes.
You can never be certain. Elves are tricky bastards. They're always there when you least expect them.
Exactly. Alright, everything's looking fine. I'm over at Roll20 over here for when I need it. I've got dice things set up. Alright, we're good to go. Hey, everybody. The black screen thing, that was just, me forgetting I had something overlaid and didn't get rid of it. From the last episode where I'm showing him a picture.
Things?
I know. It happens occasionally. Alright, welcome, everybody. So, we have a new player here. Everybody say hi to, Olag. Who's Olag for now.
Hi, Olag.
Hi, Olag.
As usual, we'll just dive into today's episode and we can have some good fun. Alright, so, when we last left off, you guys had entered into a new sphere on your journey to find, of course, the treasure of the Lost Legion, which you began. You entered into Aurelian space, a place... that no one really knows much about. There's some writing, and your crazy old man, Arichan, knew about it a little bit in his ancient tomes. And he's very excited to be here, of course, because, it's his nature. And the 100-and-something-year-old man, I forget how much I actually aged him, like 120 or something. He's like...
He's old.
He's old.
He's
okay.
old.
You're all on the deck of the ship, having exited out of the sort of asteroid area and the area of the ruined ships. All right, everyone. Over there! That planet. The one at the center of the system. That is what we seek. Towards the center. That is Ruanius. That is where you shall find the Sky Temple. The Temple of the Lost Sky.
How do you lose the sky?
Don't ask me. I don't name these things.
Just don't question it. Shh.
All right. I'm just going to wait here.
Well, we're still quite far away, so...
I think we're all going to wait here right now.
Yes. All right.
I picture us all on the deck just like... do-do-do-do.
I know. It's like you're like having emerged from your like interesting encounters. You're all standing there. The ship will kind of continue to pierce through space. You are a good distance away, but, eventually you will definitely feel like you don't want to hang around on deck. It is a large world, but it is probably, like, at least a day away, actually.
I think we want to hang on deck watching the whole time.
Yeah.
Rechan might.
Rechan probably will. He has his bed.
Yeah.
But it's not on the
out.
deck unless he puts it on the deck.
Look, he is the master inventor who invented the figurine of wondrous power bed. He can make it go away and come back.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kellen, how's the hole in your head?
Still there.
Do you have any, like, other side effects from it, or...
Not that I can tell.
Okay, so you're gonna be alright when we go? Oh, yeah, what'd the doctor think?
Said there was a hole.
He did say he could fix it.
I don't know if I trust him to... No, he wanted to improve me.
Yeah.
He wanted to put that armor on that person that we found. He thinks that is armor. It's not its skin. He's going to try to get into it. And he offered to try to give me an upgrade of building that onto me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him touch you either. He's kind of weird.
I think I'm better off with a hold in my head.
I love that guy. Anyway, all right. So eventually, after about a day of travel, you're going to basically come into orbit amongst this massive planet of this kind of green, flowing, just looks like clouds. The entire thing is just massive amounts of clouds, which seem to kind of swirl and shift, and you can see occasional like lightning and storms seem to rush through it and kind of like crackle off, where you can only assume this like lightning is insanely large and massive, like far beyond anything you would have ever imagined. The entire thing just seems to like have this almost hypnotic pattern of this like kind of swirling winds and storms. Richan will kind of point to this one section and go, "The temple should be in that area there. We just have to, I guess, land there? There should be some kind of moorings, according to my text. We might have to be ready for a rough landing in case they're not in good shape." As he kind of gives this kind of wry smile, missing a few, you know, he misses a few teeth in there, you know, because of just elderly age has lost him a few and he hasn't replaced them or anything. The first mate, Valis, is kind of going to give this look of, like, you know, like, it's just the, okay.
Alright, I will head back down to Droon, unless he's up on deck still.
Droon is probably downstairs cooking. It's what he does best.
Okay.
It's what he does when he's stressed out, too. I mean...
Oh, nice. Yeah, so I'll go down and just be like, so... There should be something to land on, but it might be rough. We may want to prepare in case things are going to get jostled about.
Yeah. First mate should take care of that, don't worry.
I meant
we're
down
ready
here in
for
the kitchen.
Oh, well... I'll
You're
start
gonna,
getting that
look
prepared.
around at like various things that are on the counter that could go flying, you know, like knives.
Okay, you'd see him take out like a couple of knives, turn them, and shove them into the like butcher's block, so now they're stuck in there. Chunk, chunk, better.
I guess.
All right.
If that's good for you.
He's gonna take his huge knife and put it in his sheath again, and it doesn't look like he cleaned it out.
Of course not. It's seasoning. That's all it is.
I'm going to go warn the doctor since he has a lot of breakable vials.
Okay.
And also I want to check in to see if he's been able to get any of that armor off.
Okay. Welcome back. Are you ready for some surgery?
No, just wanted to warn you, we may have a rough landing ahead, so you might want to secure anything that's breakable.
That is dangerous. I will take care of it. He's gonna kind of like, you can see his little mantis mandibles kind of like shipping and like chittering as he's got like these two smaller hands up towards his mouth.
So creepy.
He's got his like big mantis claws kind of like messing around with something.
How goes getting that armor off?
I have been busy with some injuries among the crew. I have not had much of a chance to dissect your friend here.
No problem. I figured I'd just check and give you a friendly warning about the landing.
Understandable. You're a good friend. You really should let me improve you. I can make you a better friend.
I'll think about it. Right now, I have other work I need to attend to.
Excellent. Allow me to get to my work, too.
I'll nod and hurry out of there.
All right. Ship will, of course, begin to move into it. All of you will be assigned to your jobs. Olag, you're going to be pretty much on deck, you know, securing some stuff right now. Kellen, the carpenter, Crowell is basically going to have you effectively make sure everything's in good shape. Whisper, you're helping out Droon in the kitchen, making sure everything's effectively tied down, and some of the supplies in the storage are actually like strapped down and stuff. You will be allowed to go to all of your quarters, and effectively secure your own belongings.
Okay.
Just so that if things get rough, they don't go flying around.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's the best part.
Where did my underwear go?
Why is it in Helja's underwear?
No, sorry, I borrowed it to, I needed the elastic.
Oh, Kellen needs the elastic.
Damn it, Kellen.
Stop using my
Just come out
underwear
with
for
a giant
experiments.
slingshot made of underwear elastics.
Yep. That was my favorite pair.
All right. As soon as like the ship is just abuzz with activity for about an hour almost, you'd say, as it's sort of like settling into what you could call would be like an orbit above the location. And at this point in time, Valis basically gets off deck and yells to the crew, "Prepare for planetary fall. It's going to be a rough landing, folks."
Wait, what?
Shit.
Controlled fall, right?
We'll find out.
Alright, I'm gonna take a piece of rope and I'm gonna tie it around myself and then I'm gonna walk over and tie myself to an edge.
I've tied myself down.
You're like both tying yourself down. Like everyone else just seems to be going about their business. As you begin to sort of...
I've gone in a spacewalk and I didn't like it.
As you begin to sort of dive down into the planet, you can feel like the entire ship kind of shake. It seems like the bubble of magic, which keeps air around you, just seems to be hitting the whatever would be the air of the planet and kind of causing this almost friction with it briefly as it begins to sort of pierce into it, almost sink into it, like a bubble within a bubble. And it feels as though there's like this resistance, and then it kind of almost pops into it for a second. As the ship feels like everything just feels like it's lurch of weight. As you feel like you're not a lot heavier, but you're heavier than you were a moment ago. As if this place has more weight to it than you were before. And it just seems to feel like, all of a sudden you're like, you almost lose your footing, kind of like, you're like, oh, geez. The clouds seem to then, like, almost rush around you briefly, kind of before it begins to pierce into the bubble, and kind of swirl around everything, cutting out your vision. Now you only see, like, flashes of lightning, kind of, and this, like, sound that sounds almost like thunder, but seems to echo across everything and shake the very ship. There's this, all of a sudden, this shudder against the ship, as if something impacted into it, as the ship kind of wavers apart. All of you on deck seem to be, like, sort of, like, fine. Like, Olag, you feel like you've encountered something like this briefly before. Not many times in your journeys in space, but once. The two of you, Kellen, Whisper, you're glad you tied yourselves down. You were, like, flying all over the place, you know? You're like, what's going on? Oh, my God.
Cats in space.
Cats in space. Cats not made to land from space.
Nope.
And gnomes are very small and easily jostled.
After about like 20 minutes, the ship seems to pierce through everything. The clouds sort of part. As you can see, there's this almost rumbling layer of green clouds above you. And there's just this endless sea of yellow. Of this kind of like light that just seems to shine down through the green clouds. And you're not even sure how it shines down. It just makes this beautiful reflection, and you can see below you, there's another, like, layer of clouds that almost seems to be this kind of bluish. You'll see Richan kind of, like, stumble out. It looks like he kind of, like, took a little bit of a tumble from inside his cabins, but he seems okay. He's like, we have to go down 3 layers. And you'll see Val's go, I'll tell the captain. As you see him storm off below deck. Mr. Soon seems to, like, run up and take the helm at this point in time, as he's the next highest ranking officer on deck. He speaks more than you would have ever spoken to him before, as he's normally the silent type, as he starts barking out very efficient orders as you begin to dive deeper. You can see in amongst this kind of blue layer, large floating rocks that just seem to sort of spin within it, almost floating as if they were on liquid. As once again you begin to you kind of almost skip into it, as if you're sinking into it. And at this point in time, Kellen, you'll have, of course, Crowl's going to come up and cut the rope that's on you and grab you and be like, come on, kid, we've got some emergency repairs.
Okay.
As he drags you downstairs to this massive hole around where the side near where the cargo holds is, that it looks like just blasted open by something. As he starts tossing you wood, as you can see, you're skipping on these blue clouds, which you can almost see oozing into the ship too, through the hole you're attempting to patch. Yes, you're just like click, click, click. The kitchen itself has been shaking. You can hear occasionally you hear something that wasn't quite secured kind of fall and shatter. On deck, a barrel got loose, and Oleg, you and a couple of people were trying to keep it under wraps and make sure it doesn't go flying off the edge. And it was this entire endeavor of the rolling and the falling. Soon though, the ship once again pierces this layer as if it was water and you're beginning to go below it. As it begins to sink into it, as you can hear this little clinking off the ship. As now you can see you're passing by all these tiny little floating rocks and amongst the giant ones. As there's just this... As those of you who are up on deck are getting hit in the face with tiny rocks here and there. You're not traveling at fast enough speed for it to actually be injuring, but it's sort of ah god, ah god.
Oh god,
I'm sure I'm getting hit through the. I'm sure as I'm patching up the hole, I'm getting pelted.
Yes,
too.
things are just flying in as you're trying to patch up a hole. Whisper, you're relatively fine.
I'm just doo-doo.
I'm well, having an adventure. You're cleaning up a jar of spice that wasn't well enough, secured,
I'm probably glaring a little bit at Drew and see, I told you we should have cleaned this up.
It looked fine.
Yeah, well, it wasn't.
Soon, though, the ship will sort of eventually kind of break through this layer and hit into yet another layer down. And this one seems, yet again, different than the rest. It still has some light to it, but there seems to be almost the blue clouds above have almost darkened at the edge to where they look almost like storm clouds. And it's the same for the bottom. And you can occasionally see bolts of lightning flash in between them. So it looks like the two layers are almost connected by lightning bolts that'll flash in between them and seem to discharge in between them, creating this kind of echoing light. And in the distance, you can see almost emerging from some of the darkness here, this entire series of massive floating islands.
Ooh.
Reichan will kind of go to the side and be like, that is our destination. One of those islands. There should be a dock close by. The ship will, of course, continue forward, and it seems like the lightning will almost hit you at every step of the way, but it will barely kind of miss you here and there. The flashes will just sort of blind everyone, as I guess probably all of you would have wandered out on deck by now. As you can see, the ship has taken a good beating, but it's still fine. Kellen, you might have a lot of work ahead of you after you're done here.
Yay! I got to invent that auto hammer.
Soon, though, you'll see what you think is some kind of docking system on one of the islands. The ship will kind of float up into there, and it looks like there's some kind of device on dock. You'll hear, Kellen, you're good with stuff like this, right? Take a couple of people and go on deck. You, Cat, Tabaxi, go too.
Yeah.
And you, he points to you, Oleg. Don't let them going alone. Get someone a little more seasoned in case they need some help.
Yeah,
Little
yes,
grumpy
she
face.
did have seasoning. Yes.
I am in fact covered in spice.
You are indeed covered in spice. We're gonna say it's rosemary.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, I smell damn fine.
You do.
Better than the rest of you.
Probably. So the ship is currently still floating, and it does look like there are some strange kind of systems on here. You can get to the docks however you want. You could probably ask for a gangplank. You could come up with something more original.
I'm going to ask for a gangplank.
You don't have any contraption to get us over there yet?
No, I do not have any docking contraption.
Very good.
You
Work
could just
on
jump
that,
over
man.
there too. I can accept just leaping over there.
No. Nope. I know how that goes, and it does not
leap.
go well. I don't either, and I'm a cat.
I got
All right.
tiny legs. I don't leap.
So, getting down onto this, it looks like some kind of stone dock, you can almost call it. There appears to be space for about 3 ships here. There are definitely mooring lines, and there does seem to be some kind of contraption here, but you're not sure what it is. It looks like it does something, Kellen? What do you people want to do? Everything looks abandoned and old. The dock itself is damaged and chipped, and there is still enough light here that all of you can basically see fine, though the occasional flashes of lightning, which still seem to, like, flash, just fill the air enough that you can see everything, you know. There does seem to be a path deeper into this island, though, leading away from here. But you do not see any sign of any kind of buildings or anything, except for this, like, strange sort of contraption.
Where's Rechan?
He's on deck.
I would maybe kind of go over and ask him if this is, like... Will we be returning to the ship before we go to the temple, or is this the island where he believes the temple is?
I think you have to travel a little bit to get to the temple. I'm not 100% sure. I only knew from the books that there's a docking space here, and it should lead you to the temple.
In that case, I'm going to look to Kellen and tell him that maybe we should get the Heartworn Stone before we go in, so we don't have to go in and then trek our way back out, pick it up, and then go back in, because supposedly it's the key.
Yes, we probably should make sure we have all the gear we're going to need.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look with a raise a finger when you say that you need the stone, and be like, no, heartworm is bad for dogs. I would not assume they are good for cats either.
Wizard's gonna like
Heartworm,
look at him,
not worm.
be like, "Where the hell did Helja go?"
You're not Helja.
I'm only a cat, but I can tell dwarves apart. Okay.
Helja had
but
slightly
they'll-
less beard.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
less.
So Olog, by the way, is like bald all the way back. He has like the crescent hair and just
Oh,
a
nice.
massive bushy beard. So
Is it trim? Like it not trimmed?
no,
is
it's
it
just
like
bushy.
maintained at all, or is it
No,
just like
it's just
crazy? So
And it's
crazy
actually filled with
Yeah.
little rocks right now, too.
bushy. Yeah, he's like picking them out. It's like, "God, ugh."
Oh, leave them in. They're decoration.
So it was Olog.
Oh wait, I'm muted. Yeah.
I'm Whisper, and it's a stone, not heartworms. It just has a name that sounds like heartworms,
Yeah,
but I don't even know what
you
that
need
is.
Special medicine for that.
I'm tempted to just be like, shh, finger on lips, like. Shh, no,
I'll be
no
right
speaking.
back.
Where are you going, Kellen?
I'm going to go get my gear.
Okay,
So-
I'll go get the stone.
And the stone. That's our
You can't
gear.
reach
Is all...
it, Kellen.
Where'd you put it?
Don't worry about it. It's gonna take me a few minutes, though.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go get my gear.
Because I may have to dig through a bucket of lard.
You put it in lard?
Seemed like a
Interesting
good
place
idea at
to
the
put
time.
a precious stone. But yeah, as you guys walk off, Oleg would just be like standing there, just talking to himself as if you're still there.
Nice.
I'll be right back. Oh, I'm Kellen, by the way.
You'll see her standing there on the ruined docks, like, talking as if they're still there for, like, 10 minutes before they return. You will be
Yeah,
able to
probably when
retrieve...
you guys get back, he's just finishing up what he was saying about how you need to treat heartworm when you see it in one of your pets or one of your friends.
What kind of cleric are you again? Like the veterinarian kind?
Well, that would be good for you.
No, I'm not a veteran.
Dirtiest look. Just like ears flat back, like, Kellen, I know where you sleep.
You want any more trinkets, be nice to me.
You want to make it through the night, be nice to me. I can reach all the bunks, unlike some people.
You can reach mine, it's on the 2nd level.
With a boost.
Okay. Alright, so you're on the docks with all your gear and stuff. There's this weird device there, and there's the path forward.
I'm going to try to figure out this weird device.
Alright, why don't you roll me an intelligence?
Okay. Just straight intelligence, I take it?
Sure. This one's definitely just a straight intelligence for this thing.
Durr.
I don't know.
It's a back scratcher.
Well, it does seem to have some kind of lever, but it seems a little rusty, and that's as far as you got.
Oh, I'll bring out my tinkerer tools.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get the lever to work.
Okay. I guess, yeah, roll that.
I would like to stand back.
Haha!
Like out of reach of this contraption in case it starts swinging around wildly or something. And I would also like put a hand on like Oleg's shoulder and like guide him away from it as well. So that we don't get bonked off into space.
As you probably like see my eyes like kind of twitching like
As you do see, like, off the docks, it just falls until you hit that other cloud layer down below, and you're not quite how far you'd actually fall.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Alright. You think you've got it all functioning? Question mark?
Okay, I will pull the lever.
Alright. There's this kind of, like, grinding noise, and eventually, though, you'll hear some kind of noise from down below you, kind of like almost it's from, like, below the docks, as it looks as if something kind of comes up to grab the ship, but it looks like it wasn't quite calibrated perfectly, so it kind of, like, grinds into parts of the ship.
Oh, God.
So there's this large, like, kind of, like, wood-on-metal noise, you know, kind of, like, grinding it off, as big shaves come off of part of the ship.
I'll fix it later. Can I try to adjust it at all?
Well, it looks like the ship's at least in a piece, and it doesn't need to have the magical field keeping it floating anymore. ...
Awesome. You just
helps.
pierced our ship. Hope we don't have to make a speedy getaway.
Thumbs up.
You'll just see Crowl on deck kind of shaking his head like, oh my god. As he's like, I'll get to work.
Sorry.
Alright, let's... Okay, but what time do we feel like it is? Because I know it's really hard to tell time the way we are and where we're at and everything.
You're not sure with how this planet works, as the way the light works to the cloud covers seems unnatural. That it somehow still seems to pierce through it, even though it was, like, darker in the clouds above. You still have light here.
Okay.
So,
I was just wondering, like, is it dinner time? Should we eat before we go?
you could theoretically eat before you go. According to your ship's clock, it was still, like, probably in between where lunch and dinner would have been.
Okay.
But you could have something early if you wanted to have it before you left.
Or we could take stuff with us.
That's what I'm thinking, taking it with us. We can get in there, maybe hopefully find a little place we can kind of hole up in.
Valis is going to grab you guys before you leave and be like, look, it's your show right now, but I don't want you doing anything crazy on your own. Find the place. Don't play around with it too much. At least let us know what's going on before you do anything crazy. Than you already have. We'll try to get the ship set up and try to set up in the area here. It looks like maybe we can try to find some supplies. There does seem to be some small plants and stuff here. Maybe there's something edible.
Okay. Do you have any kind of like a sending stone or anything that we could use to contact each other?
Not anything on board the ship right now.
All right. Then I got nothing.
Wait, Reach Down will be like, wait, I do have
Oh, I hope
this.
it's that stick. Is it
I
the
have
shiny
this.
stick?
It's all I have. You can use it in case of emergency. It should send us a message. As he gives
What
you
is
this,
it?
like, it's kind of like beat up scroll.
Okay.
One of you should probably be able to do something with that, I assume.
I look at you two.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably me or Olag. I'll
Oleg
hold
doesn't
on to it for
understand.
now.
Like he's squinting his eyes trying to figure out what it is.
Whisper, I'll just reach over. Thank you, Rechan. Oh, and my ring. Because I got a ring, but I never found out what it did.
Yeah, oh, yes. I'm sorry, I was busy. I forgot to do it.
Okay. Is that the DM saying that, or is that Rechan? Because it was Rechan's voice.
You'll never know.
I think it was both.
I think it's both. Okay, so she's gonna be like, oh, whatever. Maybe I'll just figure it out as we're going.
Oh, I have some
then-
kind of armor I don't know that's magical and I don't know what it does.
I don't know.
It's some kind of armor. Are you keeping
It's
the armor?
of extra bleed. It just makes you bleed more whenever you get hit.
Damn.
Oh no, I'm not that great of a healer, so please don't.
No, I haven't put it on yet because I don't know what it is.
It could be cursed.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Then
Do
I
I
guess
hear a
we'll
stream cat?
in.
You hear Streamcat, it's okay.
Hi, Streamcat.
Who looks exactly like your tabaxi.
Yay! It's my spirit animal.
Yep. Alright, Damien. You can lie down on my lap, but we have to continue playing a game. Interrupting
He's
screen
like,
cap.
stop me.
Extra
Alright.
claws.
Ow. Ow. So, where do you want to go? There does seem to be an obvious path that seems to lead away from the docks up through whatever kind of island this is. Through almost between two mountain cliffs. There is sort of like a little opening, like field area that seems to be near where the docks are. But it just looks to have some rocks and some small plants there, and has this kind of winding path heading up through, between... Because all these islands look very mountainous from what you saw.
I say obvious path.
Yeah, when we get up to where the mountains is, though, I can climb up, like, a ways and see if I can get, like, a better vantage point.
Okay.
Maybe before we enter between the two mountains where we might be, like, caught.
Okay. So you want to try to
Oleg
climb
is
up
just,
one...
like, has a hand on someone's shirt and is just like following them because he can't see right now.
Are you blind?
No, I just woke up.
Are you sure?
What?
Are you deaf?
No.
Okay. We've got a Rechan 2.0 with us.
He's slightly younger.
We got a dwarf Rechan.
Yeah. So if he's holding on to me, I'm gonna like take his hand and like put it on Kellen's shoulder, who's shorter than him. And then I'm gonna be like, look, you can't follow me up the side of the cliff for obvious reasons.
I could do whatever I want. Just because I am of age does not mean you can just... And he just goes on and rants.
Yep. Yeah, and Whisper just turns and keeps walking like, I don't like old people. I don't like old people. I've just decided.
Old people have ruined
The
it.
temple, the wonderful temple of...
Alright, so you'll get to, like, the two areas where it's beginning to make a path through, like, kind of cliff areas. It's not exactly, like, a perfect cliff. It does have, like, kind of a little bit of, a incline to it before it leads up to more sheer sides, with a little bit of, like, that little rock rubble on the side of each of them.
Okay, yeah, I want to go ahead and climb. Maybe just, I don't want to climb all the way up to the top, just enough that I can get, like, a good vantage point, maybe, like, 40 feet or so up, to be able to kind of look about,
Okay.
each direction and see where if I can tell where the path we're going is like heading, and if I see maybe the temple, or if I see anything else that I should, jump down and go, guys, we need to book it out of here because there's, a Tarask heading our way.
Yeah.
There's a Tarask heading our way.
Shh. Keep him quiet, Kellen, please.
It's behind you.
The kind of side, like the little rubble area, it's a little tough to climb up, but you'll manage, with your acrobatics, you'll still manage to sort of climb up to it, and finally get to the cliff edge where you'll sort of like dig your claws in and sort of beginning to like move up the mountain, using them as an ability. It's going to take you a while to climb all the way up to what would be considered maybe like a peak or so, or like a flat area higher up, but eventually you will be able to make it. And you can see that it appears to be, you see it part of like, could only be described as an archipelago of floating islands. Some of them appear to be attached by what appears to be bridges. Others still seem to be attached by massive chains.
Okay.
But kind of like looking off into the distance, and it's not close. You think you see a kind of structure on one of the islands. You can't quite tell at this distance. That might be what you're leading for, but it seems to be a couple of islands away. It does look, you can at least see that the next one over in that direction has some kind of bridge attaching the two of them. So that's at least something, but you're not sure beyond there.
Now, can I tell, like, judging the distance and going with, like, the assumption that it's a well enough worn path that we can follow it, can I tell about how long it might take to get to that structure?
If there's not a lot of trouble...
A solid guesstimate?
Solid guesstimate, if there's not a lot of trouble, maybe an hour, maybe longer, depending on the difficulties you'll face.
Okay. Just so I get an idea, like, maybe we should stop now and eat, or maybe we should go on first and then eat. So, okay. Yeah, once I get, like, a good lay of the land and figure things out, I'm actually going to pull out one of my little journals and, like, do a quick sketch so that I know kind of, like, basically, like, a map for myself. Going, like, okay, we're going to go this way, and then, because you said there's multiple islands, so I want to be like, all right, we want to go to the right island, not to the left or whatever.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So just to give myself some basic directions.
All right. You can quickly jot that down. And I guess you wanted to climb down to everybody else?
Yep.
All right.
Get her back down.
You'll successfully, of course, get down there, and you'll be with the other two.
So when you get back, Oleg is explaining the intricacies on how to make ale and mead to Kellen, whether he's listening or not.
I like
so he just rambles. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're making friends, Kellen. I did get a good idea of where it's at. I'm gonna like, pull out my little journal and turn around and be like, okay, so we're like down here, and I'm gonna show them the map and say there's several islands, and explain the chains and everything, and then show like way over here is where I think we need to go. Ding.
Okay.
I did good.
You did very good.
Yay! Let's go.
I may give you your elastic back for your underwear.
Yay! I get my underwear back.
All right. So, you'll, I guess you'll continue down the path. It'll kind of wind through these kind of two, almost peaks that are on this island, and eventually come out to this point where you can see a kind of old bridge that seems mostly intact, connecting these two worlds. You can actually see now that you're close, or two islands. You can see now the bridge isn't actually whole. The islands don't seem to have moved, but there's this huge, there's maybe a small chunk out in the center of it. Maybe 5 feet wide right now. But
what's the bridge made out of?
Stone.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like something maybe flew through it and hit it.
Possibility.
Or it crumbled.
The bridge itself is damaged in places. There are some holes, like parts of the railing are done. It basically was a very simple stone bridge, you know, flat bottom with two kind of stone sides. And it just looked like straight across between these two. Originally it was maybe about 200 feet long.
My suggestion, and she's going to kind of like look at Kel and be like, maybe you go first because you're the lightest?
I was going to say that, but I also want to tie a rope around me.
Yes, well, that was the next part. You're jumping the gun, buddy. And that way I could, you know, we could secure it like at this end of the bridge, and that way if something happens, you're not lost in space.
How much rope do you have?
We found a lot of rope, didn't we?
Yeah, I personally have my 50 feet on me. Did anyone else bring some?
I don't know if the priest pack actually has rope. Let me check.
I assume I would have grabbed at least a 50 foot.
Okay.
At least a 50 foot.
So he can
I know I had them before.
Yeah. You could at least easily tie it off that he could get to the edge, the place where the kind of hole in the middle of the bridge is.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least I can investigate that and see, like, does it look like, you know, it fell apart?
Okay. The bridge seems secure as you go across it. I mean, like, you have been trained in, like, building stuff, and you're not really necessarily master architect or engineer when it comes to, like, stonework, but you have a general idea of, like, how things feel secure, and it feels okay. But when you finally get to the end of the bridge, now is when you notice something strange.
Uh-oh.
It's just not enough, but there's this floating between the two bridges. As if the two sides aren't staying still.
Oh. That's not good.
You're the one.
The thing is, when you're looking at, but the thing is also, when you're looking at it, you're not feeling the bridge necessarily sway that you're on, and it doesn't really look like the bridge on you're looking at is swaying in the same way either.
Does the hole seem to be like actually purposefully there?
Not really. It actually, when you're like looking at it now, it looks as if like the hole isn't actually a hole. The bridge just snapped in half.
Oh.
These two look mostly being... You can see there's a couple bits of damage, but, like, at the edges where, like, the railings are, they look like they would perfectly fit together. Like, in the middle, where there probably was some more pathway, it looks like that some of it's gone from probably where it was tore apart.
If I were to get onto the railing, would I be able to cross that way?
I mean, it's still going to be a little bit of a gap, and that one you'll still have to balance. But even the gap is not that far. It's maybe like... It seems to be sort of floating 5-6 feet across, kind of a gap. It doesn't seem quite stable between the two of them, because it's not just up and down, left and right. It does seem to kind of like shift a little back and forth too, almost.
Question. Okay, Whisper knows about dwarves a little bit, right? Because there's dwarves from the thing.
You probably hang out with Helja enough.
Yeah, well, I'm going to lean over and be like, okay, Olag, you're a dwarf, and dwarves build a lot of things with stone. What do you know about this stone?
Oleg just like leans down towards it, and can he pick one of the stones up, or are
sure?
They, like,
there's probably like a loose piece of whatever was once the bridge.
Okay, he picks it up and he looks at it and he brings it closer and smells it, and gives it a look. It's a stone.
About what I expected. All right, good job. Kellen, are you okay out there?
I'm okay.
Please don't leave me alone with the weird dwarf.
The bridge seems to have snapped in two.
So maybe they just pulled apart a little bit?
Yes, and they seem to kind of move a little.
On the side that we're on, while he's out there, can I look around and see if there's any, maybe like a downed tree that we could use to make almost a sort of like gangplank to bridge the gap?
You haven't seen any like large trees on this island. You can see a couple small like bushes and stuff, but nothing huge. You could probably find like a nice thin one, maybe like 2 or 3 thin ones. that might be enough. They'd probably be long enough, but, you know, strength is, I will tell you, you're not going to be sure if that 3 of them alone will be. You could probably find more if you took a lot more time to search, but less in the nearby area, you can find about 3, maybe like 5, we'll say like 7-foot long little like skinny trees.
Okay, yeah, not worth it then. We'll just...
Also, could I make a stone cunning check?
Sure.
All right.
See? I knew dwarves were all. Damn it.
Yeah, he's still like...
It
Yes,
is stone.
It's still a stone.
It is a grey stone.
Long ago. I tried.
You did. You did. It was a valiant effort.
Yes. Well,
I don't know
I
anything,
mean, it's old.
Okay, how about this? Kellen, come back here. And she's gonna, like, wave you back.
Oh, there will be something I'll let you notice with that, even that low roll.
Ooh.
It almost looks as if the stone itself, you don't see any seams in it.
The stone is alive.
With the
Kellen,
sound.
come back. Come back.
I'm making my way back.
All right, you'll make it back safely.
Okay, so. He is pretty sure it's stone.
So am I.
Yeah, there's no seams. And it's broken. We could just try to jump it, and what I'm thinking is you go across first and tie off a rope on the other end. Or I could, like, throw you. You're small.
I actually have a little bit of a plan here.
Okay.
I have my burglar's pack with me. I have pittons and a hammer. We might be able to, well, I was just saying we might be able to actually pitten the rope on one side and then on the other to at least kind of give us something in case we don't quite make the jump.
Yeah.
Once one person gets over.
Yes. Well, I think that's a good idea. I was
Yeah.
under the assumption we would still tie off one end on this side until we get over for safety.
Yes, but we could do it further down with the pitton at least.
Yeah, we can make so we don't waste as much rope.
Yeah.
Okay. I am game for that. What do you think about this plan, Olag?
I think it's a very good idea to send the child first.
How about we do some dwarf tossing?
I'm on board with that one.
Don't toss the dwarf.
I am not a child, thank you very much.
He's just a little person. I mean, fair enough, you're both little people to me.
Yes.
As I'm, like, hunched over, like, talking to you guys. Okay. So, Kellen, do you want me to go first because I do have better, like, climbing? Or do you think you can make the jump? It's a pretty big jump for you.
It's not that far. I should be able to do it.
Famous last words.
And I will be tied off in case.
With a 5-point harness. Okay. Alright, then let's get this show on the road. Or do we... Okay. How long have we been on this track? Like, since we've left the boat?
With your climbing up and climbing down, maybe like an hour and a half, somewhere in between there. Because it did take you a while to climb up and down.
Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah, I think we still have time before we're going to start getting, like, kind of tired and ready to sit down and eat. Maybe once we get over the bridge, we'll find a place to snack.
Yes. 10 feet away from the gap, I'm going to put a pitton in.
Okay. Where are you putting the pitton in, to?
I would do the railing. I wouldn't do the bottom because it might fracture it.
Because the railing could break as well.
Or we could put a hole in the bridge. I mean... Well, Olag, can you tell where maybe the best place to put it would be? Since you understand stone crafting?
It's almost like I need to make a stone cutting roll.
What's this roll you speak of?
I would assume it's a rock. And I'm slowly turning into Sean Connery.
So it's a rock.
All right, you take a look around. It looks all the same. It's probably fine. You can probably hammer it anywhere just the same.
Okay. I hammer in the pitten and tie a rope around it.
This is where he dies.
All right.
And I'll get a running jump.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm going to cast guidance on you.
Oh, thank you.
So you get an extra 1d4.
Awesome. Okay, so is this acrobatics or is this...
It would be I think, is it athletics for jumping? Yes, athletics. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Yep. Took me a minute. Okay.
Well, I get an extra D4.
Extra 1d4.
Yep, go ahead.
Bring it out. There we
DC was a 20.
Oh, you'll make it. You'll be fine.
I got a 15. We got all together.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you for that.
You'll manage to sort of like leap across. It does look like you did have a little bit to spare, so you did get a really good jump. And you'll kind of land on the other side. The bridge, you'll feel like part of it like will shake a little bit at your impact, but it seems okay, you know.
Okay.
And after you like stabilize for a second, now you can see the other side sort of moving a little bit, but again, you can't seem to feel it, as if like the entire ground you're on is like literally moving.
Lovely. I am going to put a pitten in 10 feet and tie the other end of the rope off onto it.
Okay.
Just be careful when you jump over. It's a little unbalancing.
Okie dokie. Olag, would you like to go next?
I suppose, but I'll probably
Well, that way
die.
there's somebody on either side to help you up if you should need it.
And there's a rope spanning it that you can catch.
Yeah. So Oleg's gonna try and get like a running start on this because he's a short, kind of pudgy.
Little like.
man. And
I know the feeling.
it's acrobatics.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he jumps for a 9.
Okay.
And dies.
And he dies.
All right. You're going to give me a dexterity saving throw.
And die.
Okay. All right. Well, fortunately, there was a rope, like, sort of that you were attached to, as
we watch him go.
as it, like, he hits the side of the bridge, and like a chunk of the bridge sort of like slips out with him, as then he kind of falls and starts to go down for the dangling, and there's like nothing to hit down there because it's straight up above space. As then it's sort of like twang, and the strangest thing sort of happens as soon as he does this, though. The bridges start getting closer together a little bit.
It's going to crush me.
It's going slowly closer.
It's still going to crush me at this rate.
With a nice rope in the middle of it.
Yes, but these two buffoons couldn't help me.
Whisper,
Yeah.
you might want to try to pull him up quickly.
Okay. Yeah, run over and reach down, try to grab and start hauling him back up.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure the rope that's going between the two bridges doesn't get snipped.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna try to climb. Okay.
Wise decision.
How about Whisper, if you want to give me a strength, and Olag, if you want to give me a strength, if you're possibly planning on climbing the rope back up.
Strength check or strength saving throw?
Check. Just a strength check, we'll say.
Okay.
All right, Whisper, you're making a little bit of progress as Olag kind of like swings himself around and starts going hand over fist, just like pulling himself up.
It's going to crush me. Get out.
It's gonna crush me. As he kind of like pulls himself up, getting his one leg up and moving around. As like you'll see the two bridges kind of squish together for a second, pinching the very edge of his beard.
Oh.
As you can see, a couple little hairs fall out. Bridge.
Ow.
Also,
now you can walk
the
across.
gap is now like going slowly back, a little bit.
Quick, hurry, push him.
Yeah, so Oleg like goes across this time.
Again, it'll look like after a minute, like, the things will stabilize, and it'll be about, like, 2 feet across now, instead of 5.
Woohoo!
But the thing is, like...
that slack that was in the rope, because if it tries to curl further, I don't want the rope to snap.
You hear this almost kind of echoing noise that seems to spread throughout all of the islands after this. Like this kind of creaking of metal.
Great.
Oh, yes, we're all going to die here.
Yes.
It is a good thing that I've made peace with my gods.
You're
might be
one?
too young, child. I'm sorry for your loss.
What?
By the way, I am wearing a medallion of my god.
Yeah, which is which god is
Lyra.
yours? Taylor.
Go Sun God!
I'm not wearing any symbols of any gods, but I do have a lot of shiny objects.
Yes.
God off!
Alright, so you're on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. Okay, before we start heading off, hold on one second. I want to take that rope that's kind of like, you know, we have now spanning, and I want to give, like, a tug on it and see if, like, that mountain kind of comes towards us. That mountain. That island. Wrong thing.
You can kind of pull on it, as you'll see the two parts of the bridges come together, and it will kind of clunk, and you can get it sort of to stay. But then you hear that large creaking noise that seems to echo throughout the islands again.
And that's how we dug a hole in the ship. Okay, continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, the noise that was from the ship was one thing. This is insanely loud, as if, like, there's this fine balance that just basically normally couldn't occur because they're attached together, and you totally just messed with it.
Hey, hey. We're just experimenting. Okay. Then, good to know for later, though. So, alright. So how much, we only used, what, like, 10 feet of rope?
At least, probably 25.
Yeah, you probably used
right,
about 25.
Because there was a 5-foot gap, and we did 10 feet on either side.
Okay, so you still have 25 feet of rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got my 50 foot. Alright, just because we can't do this too many times. Alright,
Yes.
Pull out my map. Continuing that way.
Okay.
Snap it close.
So, the path seems to then lead through... This area does have some more mountains and stuff at it, and it's got, like, a larger one towards the back of the island that you can't quite see. You can't quite see beyond right now. And you can see the path leads up through what appears to be a small set of woods, actually, on here. So, there is... The trees that you wanted were on this side.
Okay.
Well, why don't we, before we enter a forest, why don't we eat here?
Yeah. Maybe at the, like, on the edge of, like, at the edge of the bridge, kind of before we head in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see around us.
Things are eerily quiet as you're enjoying your small lunch, and, are you making any kind of fire, just, like, eating lunch sitting here or anything?
No. We have nothing to cook, because I think we've been living off rations anyways at this point.
Probably pretty well.
It's probably either rations or gruel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna assume we don't need to cook it, and just kind of sit down. While we are eating, I will pull out my journal and be, like, noting down what we've done and, like, the path and stuff. And then, I'll, like, do one of those things where you, like, stuff a piece of meat in your mouth and it's, like, dangling out and you're like, nomming on it. And then, like, looking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then jotting.
Yeah, but there's occasionally the sort of thunder and lightning you've been getting the entire time. It looks as if the lightning doesn't tend to get near the islands, strangely. You haven't seen any hit the islands. It always seems like, it always, like, the lightning wants to go between the two cloud layers. And so it's almost as if the islands are, like, a shield of it, because it doesn't want to go through them. Yes, very interesting. You do actually see a couple of small insects. You hear what you think sounds like some kind of bird coming from the forest. And you can see there's, like, this light kind
demon!
You can see, like, light grass nearby to you, with a couple of small, like, flowers which are going there. These kind of purplish flowers. And then, of course, the kind of strange twisted trees. Which,
I'm gonna sniff a flower.
Careful, child, it's poisonous.
It smells funny, not like bad or good, just kind of funny.
Ha ha ha.
Can I pick one of the flowers and put it like in the back of the book, like to flatten it?
Sure.
Okay.
This is how we all die.
Flowers.
That actually could be how you all die, but that's besides the point.
Oh no, they're poppies.
Our scientist friend might be really interested in it. So
That's true.
Who knows?
Science will kill us all.
Alrighty. So we'll head.
As you can tell, he's definitely like a huge optimist, like very uplifting for a priest.
Really?
I know, he's such a nice guy too.
You don't want heartworms; they'll kill you.
Okay.
I know.
It's a little earlier than what I wanted to, but since you guys are about to dive into the forest, why don't we take a quick 5-minute break so that people can go to the bathroom, get some water and stuff, and then we'll finish up the last half.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So I hope everybody's enjoying the show as we're about to go diving into the forest and continue towards the temple. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Bye.
Bye.
That's not
Bye.
Oh, I'm once again invaded by Streamcat. Say hi, welcome back, Damien.
Sounds like Alex
Meow. Meow, I'm back. I'm back. Now, would you please just lie down nicely for us to continue? There. Oh, look at that. You're lying down perfectly, and you on my lap and not digging claws into it. All right.
Just so you can say suck it, Trebek.
All right, then.
And we're back.
And we're back. For Suck it, Trebek. All right, so we last left off, everyone was basically just sat down for a small little bit of food, basically get their dinner, and they are in front of a forest leading deeper into this island. What do you want to do, folks? Break camp and head into the forest, or something else?
I want to inspect those bugs a little bit.
Are
they regular sized bugs? Are they giant bugs?
Probably the size of a large grasshopper. You only see a couple of them, kind of flittering about.
They're not the size of a certain doctor, right?
No.
I don't think we found the doctor's cousin.
No. Well, you're not sure. Might be. You never know.
We don't know how small they are when they're babies.
It's true.
We could always ask.
I would do like a quick drawing of one.
Okay.
You know, again, this is while we're still eating and stuff. I'm not like.
Yes.
You know.
Not when you're about to leave.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that'll work. You'll get a nice drawing of one of them. All right.
Okay.
So, you're gonna head to the forest then? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes, with my bow drawn.
Okay.
I'm ready because there are things in the forest.
My crossbow will be ready.
All right. You're gonna kind of head through the forest, and you will hear this kind of like squawking noise, kind of echoing through. Stream dog, go stream cat. Echoing through the forest, as if like there might be something there, but you just can't quite hear anything. It's just like this kind of like a little like squawking noise that echoes throughout it.
It's a demon. Beware.
Is it medicine?
It might be.
I'll keep a lookout for it.
Okay.
Can I roll perception just to see if Oleg could see it?
Sure.
I doubt he will, because I decided not to train perception for
Okay.
obvious reasons.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right. As you're beginning to move into the forest, you kind of take like a look around, try to look for it, and you begin to see something up in the trees. Not flying within the trees, hopping amongst it.
Oh yes, that's safe.
There's these things.
Monkeys!
At first, it takes you a minute to like realize what they are. They appear to be.
Demons after all.
They look like maybe like the kind of bird you'd see running around the ground, but it's up in the trees, not flying, leaping in amongst the branches, kind of squawking. As now you notice, there's about 4 of them, kind of moving along the branches, sort of watching you guys.
Friends, we are not alone. The tree demons are following us.
Do any of the... Okay, I'm going to roll a perception to see if I can see them, too.
Sure.
Yeah, same, I guess. Now that he's, like, mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll all now notice them. They're each... The thing is, like, it takes you a minute to realize how big they are. They're about the size of, like, a man.
Oh, shit.
So bigger than me.
Sorry. I was thinking they were, like, squirrel sized.
No. These are big bird creatures. They've got, like, sharp kind of beaks that they're seeming, like, kind of clacking together and making this kind of shrill twill that almost sounds like they're a much smaller bird.
What color are they?
Actually, they have this kind of greenish and brown plumage that seems to almost blend in with the treetops. And if you didn't point it, and if Oleg hadn't pointed it out to begin with, you might not have noticed them.
So Oleg would motion to whisper, like, yeah, yes, you cataloger. Write this down. That's.
How about I not
Oleg
stop
have...
where we're doing it right
no,
now?
this is important. I shall name these Treemons because they're tree demons.
Keep that in
like,
mind.
Looks super smug.
And we don't look like we're about to be murdered. Yeah.
Treemons.
I shall name this land Land.
You're not gonna call it fland for floating land?
It's big and round. It needs a big word like round.
Oh, the Treemons.
Yes.
They just
Treemons on the fland.
They seem to like it. You, as you're sort of watching them, they seem to almost be like watching you curiously, kind of like shrilling in amongst each other, kind of like occasionally turning to each other and making kind of shrill noises that sort of echo throughout the treetops. And then you can also hear more kind of echoing of more shrills in the distance occasionally.
I think we should keep moving. Maybe if we don't mess with them, they won't mess with us. Maybe?
I'm keeping
That
an
moment,
eye
Olak fires 10 crossbows into the trees.
Wait, what?
I'm joking. I'm completely joking.
You
I
have
kicked
10
him off
arms?
the bridge.
Quick, provoke them! I mean...
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
test this theory.
The path is actually fairly wide through this woods, but the tree cover sort of kind of goes over all of it. It does look overgrown, whatever path was once here. It does look like the ancient wearings has managed to keep most of the trees out from ever growing here, and probably that before it stopped being used, the cover was here also. So it's helped keep this area from getting like new trees and stuff overgrowing into it. You'll kind of continue on the path for a while, accompanied by your friend and your friends, which now you notice there's 5 of them, and then 6.
As they are multiplying, most likely splitting in 2, so mitosis and all.
I thought you didn't believe in science.
Well, there is science and then there's evolution.
Have some more rations.
As you sort of stop to talk to Olag, you'll almost kind of see like Whisper, you will not have noticed this, but the other two, Kellen, you and Olag will notice. This head will kind of like appear. You didn't quite notice, but there was one that was down on one of the trees near the thing and kind of pushing out of the bushes and kind of snapping and looking behind Whisper a little bit as it kind of like had opened its mouth as she was walking forward, not noticing it. And then it'll kind of like click its and kind of wisp and kind of like chirp a little bit, which you'll all notice, as then it will kind of like climb up rapidly using its like 2 legs, kind of this hopping motion up back into the trees.
Child, stay close. These will snatch you.
They're child
I'm
snatching
not
Treemons.
a child.
When you get to
Don't
be my
make
age,
me.
everyone
Don't
is a
make
child.
me set your beard on fire.
I will set you.
Guys, stop. We have weird little demon birds following us.
Treemons.
Okay. Yes, whatever. Following
Treemons,
us.
to be exact. Yes, this must have a subspecies. The brown and the green. They must be good.
Shh. Whisper's just like, shh. Quiet.
I think it wanted your tail.
You what?
I said I think it wanted your tail.
Yes. If we give it your tail, do you think they would let us be? Yes. You,
I'm just
Kellen,
suggesting
just
keep it
get your
around
knife out.
you. Don't let it swing around behind you.
Yeah, I'm not
Just-
gonna let him. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it like kind of up and keep it like almost like wrapped around, like coming up around my stomach like a belt.
Okay.
Like you always like to do.
Yes, for safety. It's my tail.
All
I'm
right.
keeping a lookout as we move along.
You do not see any more of the things right away. It
Right
always
away.
Yes. The thing is, you see them up in the forest, and occasionally you can see them sort of like as if they're getting closer to look at you more.
They're curious.
Mm-hmm.
Curious. Curious.
Is there like a rock or something, like a small pebble that Ola can pick up?
Sure.
Do not throw a rock at the birds.
No, he's just gonna cast light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then flick it.
And flick it into the distance, not near any of them, because he does not want to be demon food.
Okay.
And he just wants to see if they'll run off after that.
You'll see a bunch of them kind of like twist their heads at the light, and you'll lose track of a few of them. There still seems to be like 2 of them that are sort of like keeping an eye on you.
They're kind of cute. Maybe we should... Okay.
They are man-sized.
We could ride
It's
them.
not cute. Oh my god, they're chocobos.
We've all been thinking it the whole time, to be honest.
Treecabos.
Okay. I'm gonna like reach into my little pouch of shiny things. I'm gonna pull out something like some kind of small little rocky looking thing that's like shiny and plinky looking. And I'm gonna like, you know, open hand hold it out and like kind of kneel down and like just kind of like offer out and see if either of them come like closer.
Oleg just like leans over to Kellen and just like, this is how he dies.
I just shake my head.
All right. You'll kind of like, you'll see one kind of, and kind of like look interested in whatever you have. It's going to move over to you.
Okay.
And it's kind of climb down the tree and kind of approach you.
I would like to in both like in common and then in Elven to just say like hello to see if it like responds at all. Like maybe
Okay.
Maybe it understands.
You're like holding out like a little treat or something in your hand.
Well, it's not a treat. It's like a broken piece of a cog or something that's like shiny.
Oh, okay. Kind of look at it. It's kind of got this puzzled look. It's going to then kind of snap at your hand a little bit, and it'll kind of like almost hit the cog, kind of like testing it, but it will also kind of like scrape into your hand a little bit, so you'll have this like kind of little cut where it's 2 beats, which you can notice now, like you can feel its razor sharp beak.
Awesome, birds of prey, great.
Mm-hmm. I was going
to of prey.
Yes, we're going to die here.
So it doesn't pick it up or anything. It's just kind of like pecking at my hand in the thing.
It's just pecking at your hand. It's just like, it looks like it's tasting something. And it's kind of chewing on the cog a little bit at the same time, as it kind of drops the cog and kind of like has this kind of weird kind of like licking motion. And then it kind of
likes the taste of you.
It kind of hops back up into the trees and starts making this like loud squawking noise.
Oh shit.
Yes, I believe it's time to go. And you just see Oleg like
just
going forward. Just, you know, fat man running.
All right. Olog's making a break for it.
Bob.
Yes.
Which way are you heading? Further in or back to the bridge?
Which way are you guys heading?
No, you're the one that took off running, so we need to know.
He's just going back to the fucking bridge.
Okay.
Oh, so you're heading back the way they came. Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell, wrong way!
And you just see him like do a turn.
Can I make like a dex save to try like snatch his backpack and stop him?
Sure.
Like, no, stop!
No, if Kellen yells wrong way, he's just like turning around.
Oh, you turn, you're like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's like... It's the exact sound he makes when he runs.
Okay.
I'm still just standing there, like, keeping my eyes opened around us, ready to shoot at something if need be.
Okay. Gotcha.
Screwed.
Alright. You are ready indeed to strike at anything that may indeed try to murder you. Okay. Whisper, you try to grab at him. It does not work.
Yeah.
He goes running off the other direction.
No,
you
turn
can
around.
Yes.
Well, then you go running back by.
Yeah. You can see as soon as he starts running, they start moving quickly after him.
let him go. Let him go, man. Just let him go. We don't have to outrun the birds. We just have to outrun him.
Easy for you to say.
I'll pick you up. You're my handy haversack.
Oh God. Oh, okay. All right. Well, what are you planning on doing?
I'm letting him take off then. If he's running.
Which direction are you gonna end up running then? In the end, towards back towards the bridge or the other direction?
Well, he was running towards the bridge. Then Kellen said wrong way. Now he has no idea what direction he's going, so he's running back towards the group.
Okay, so he's like, so you can just see them kind of like they darted off, like sort of in the trees after him, and now they're sort of darting back above you guys. As you can see, the 2 that were there are now up to 4 again. What are you 2 going to do as he's running back towards you?
I'm gonna hold out my hands and be like, stop, stop. You're gonna freak him out if you don't quit freaking out yourself. Okay? Just calm. Shh.
You just see him like stop mid-run.
Jesus. Crazy people. Let's go.
You'll see them all kind of like stop for a second. As
Like
then they're gonna get like down in this position. Which, Whisper, you can recognize this sort of position.
Bounty.
It's the safety position.
It's the safety position.
Is it a safety dance?
No.
Are they saying their safe word?
Their safe word is pouncy.
Great. You're like, okay,
Blah,
guys.
blah, blah, blah.
Maybe you can sing to them.
I don't know what they would like, but okay, I'll pull out my recorder and try blowing a few keys on it. Seeing if maybe that, like...
Okay, make a performance check. What are you trying to do? What kind of noise are you trying to make? Just a performance?
Just almost like a little, like... Maybe, like, similar to what the noises they were making, like a whistling
Then
sound.
first give me a performance, and then give me an animal handling afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Not terrible.
They'll all of a sudden stop, kind of. And they'll get
issue
like,
the kill word.
I would like to ready Sacred Flame.
Yes. They're just gonna kind of like look intently.
Okay.
Buffoon!
Maybe
You killed me.
No, but I might be going to. Let's continue walking quietly, calmly, and with weapons ready. And she's gonna look at Olag and be like, or whatever you use to protect yourself. And she's like looking at the weird little
That
player.
is not the time for this. And besides, I'm not attracted to someone like you.
No, not. Ugh, gross. Ugh.
Oh.
Biggest cringe ever. Like, ugh.
I have taken a vow.
That's nice. Shh, 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 shh. You're gonna make the birds angry.
As you guys kind of like walk back, sort of like slowly the direction you want to go, kind of like tweeting on your recorder.
Yeah. Like, and I'm making the sounds like
They look almost,
before.
they look less like you've actually like stopped them more. They're just quizzical of the noises that you're making, as almost slightly confused.
Hey, that works. Whatever. I want to make them sound almost like the noises we heard them making before we realized where they were and what they were. Almost like, I want to say more happy kind of noises.
Okay.
Like happy chittering noises from my recorder.
Okay.
Oh god, they're
Regardless, Olag has his Warhammer out and ready.
Yeah, that thing. Use
Okay.
that thing.
Alright. Olag has his Warhammer ready.
And Sacred Flame, just in case.
Sounds fine.
I'll just light everything on fire.
Yes.
In a forest.
Not our forest.
Fire.
You'll see them almost kind of like they're not going to quite be in the same kind of position they were before. They're sort of going to be like almost half down in sort of like this kind of pouncy position. But you'll see the ones that are like close by to you, like especially those 2 that stayed with you, sort of turn their heads occasionally and kind of like make little trilling noises similar to what you're making.
Okay. Yeah, I would like, if they're making something that I can kind of mimic, I would try to mimic it back.
Okay. Make me another performance check then. Okay.
Terrible.
You're doing okay, but again, it's sort of like they're still like more confused, and it doesn't seem like they're like stopping. As they're sort of like, you can feel like as slow as you're going, they're just a little bit faster and getting a little bit closer.
But I don't want to like speed up because I don't want to like. No sudden movements, guys.
Yes.
No sudden movements.
Just casually walking through a forest.
Are you like how are you positioned while walking the forest? Are you
Just smile and wave, boys. Just
I will be staying in the rear.
Okay.
Just because I'm also probably the slowest.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would be at the front then.
definitely in the middle.
Okay.
I can't be trusted
Stuck
to be
in the
anywhere
middle.
else.
No.
Mm-hmm. All right. So why you're going to continue onward for maybe about another half an hour, and it's like this entire intense with just Whisper blowing on the recorder, you know, just continuing it up. Why don't you actually give me a Constitution save, because you got to keep this up pretty like an unusual way of doing it for like a half an hour.
Oh.
So, like, towards the end there, you're not quite blowing so well. You're, like, getting a little bit out of breath. You're like, it's not as much. As now you can see the edge of the forest, maybe about 200 feet ahead. And they're seemingly, like, that, like, cockeyed look they had seems to be disappearing.
I'd like to play a different bunch of notes.
Why doesn't everyone roll me initiative and we'll see what you guys do?
Oh no.
Let's see here. If I can pop this in here.
I mean, par for the course. He is a coward. He will be ready.
I am not up to speed.
Pop that in there. Alright, well, I guess we'll say, because we have a natural 20 in there, we'll have Olag go first.
He sacred flames the gnome and runs away.
I didn't have the tokens out. Of course I didn't have the tokens out.
I don't have a token.
It's okay.
Yes, I only had 2 tokens, and they're not... Whatever, we'll worry about it next time.
I think you say that every time.
I know, I have to fix it one of these days. At least it rolled nicely. Alright, so, Olag, what do you want to do?
He's just getting ready because he does not trust these things.
Yeah.
But, if he can, he's going to pick up another pebble and cast light on it and try the same trick.
Okay. So you're going to try to, like, toss it off?
Yeah, it's just going to try and distract them with it. It's been a little while.
Yeah, okay. You'll see, there was about 6 of them, so you kind of, like, create a light, and you'll quickly, like, kind of toss it off, maybe, like, into the forest off to the one side. Okay. You're not going to sure how that's going to react until it's their turn. So.
Makes sense.
Whisper, what do you want to do?
1 second.
Okay.
Okay. I was double checking one of my spells.
Okay.
I could make myself look like them.
Dissonant chitters.
Just to confuse them even more. No, I will just continue walking along, but I would like to change the tune of what I'm playing to be actually like a song that I know.
Okay.
Something that's kind of like upbeat.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Thriller.
Sure. Yeah, I start playing Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Good song.
On a recorder.
On a recorder. Alright,
I'm
well...
pretty sure someone's done that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, if you wish to perform, make your performance check. Oh.
Finally.
See?
They freaking fall
Thriller
in
is the
line.
correct choice.
They even start doing the motions.
You're just like doing the motions to it and like
Yes.
dancing out. Probably the most confusing thing possible. What were you going to do, Kellen?
I'm just going to keep my aim on one of them and keep walking with the group.
Okay.
Ready to shoot if anything pops out.
All right. You will see a number of them kind of dart off after the light. And though, like, you're kind of like doing your little like dance number up in front. One of them is going to brazenly leap down at Kellen.
Can I shoot?
Sure. You did ready to attack, so go ahead and ready and shoot. You ready? You will hit and deal it 3.
Oh. Okay.
So you're gonna kind of like fire off your crossbow as it's kind of leaping down, kind of like clipping it in like near where it's kind of like in the shoulder where it would be, kind of where the wing and stuff is, as it leaps down, trying to hit you with its beak. What is your AC, sir?
It hits me.
Okay.
I have
whoops,
an
that's
AC
right.
of 13. It rolled exactly my AC.
That does you 2.
Ouch.
As it kind
For
of
the
like
reference, Matt, when you roll, if you click on beak, it should just roll the damage.
that's what I did
afterwards.
again. That's what I did the second time. You know, that's why I accidentally
okay.
yeah. So that's why
That's
it
what I
showed
did
up the
first.
second time, because I forgot that for a second.
Got it.
It's like, wait a sec. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I threw together Treemons, you know,
Treemons.
like an actual thing for like
Treemons.
rolling nicely here. I wasn't going to call them Treemons, but hey, they got named.
There are most likely subspecies of this. As we can see by the different coloration.
Okay, Olaf, what do you want to do? It seems that you got rid of about half of them. There seems to be about 3 of them left. One of them has leapt down. The other 2 are already climbed down and look to be in more of attack positions. None of them seem to be going after Whisper, though, at the moment.
I'm the biggest, and I make weird noises.
Yeah, you kind of have, like, weirded them out, you personally. So they're like, the silent ones must be tasty.
Puff yourself up and look intimidating.
I'm
Do
already.
like a weird, like a.
What did you call my mother?
Exactly. Insult them.
Let's see. All right.
So there's one that
God.
kind of leapt down and kind of struck at Kellen and is sort of, like, next to him now.
Do I want to help Kellen or help myself is the question.
That's true. There are 2 that are dangerously close to you.
You know, how close?
Each are about 10 feet away right now. They moved down through the treetops. It looks like the one that had totally gotten a bite out of Whisper is the one that was really close and was close enough to attack Kellen. The others were a little farther off, so.
Like within 60 feet close?
Oh, I mean, right now they're all like there's the one that's like, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, they're all within 60 feet right now.
Okay. So
Yeah, I would imagine they're like 15,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
They're within
I
a
just wanted to make
move
sure.
of you if they wanted to.
and
they seem quite fast, even through climbing.
Shit.
you know, I'm going to Sacred Flame the one that's on Kellen.
Okay.
Cookbird.
That's exactly how
Dinner.
it sounds, by the way.
Apologies for my noise in the background stream. It's okay. Someone's just, you know, making something. I'll try to manage my noise a little bit. Okay, so you Sacred Flamed. Okay.
Yes.
It needs a
Yes.
dexterity save.
Yeah,
Alright.
apparently my spell save DC is only 13, which makes me sad. But I have a spell attack bonus of 5.
Let's make
Whatever
a
that
check here. I think it
Ooh.
fails.
Yay!
So 1d8 damage.
6.
Okay.
Solid.
It kind of sears into it with the flame. It's still standing, but it kind of looks like you kind of burnt off a whole bunch of feathers and towards its like front of its body.
Be cleansed, you vile demon!
Okay.
And the
Whisper,
name of Kellen.
what do you want to do?
Alright, I guess I'll drop my recorder and shoot an arrow at the one on Kellen.
Okay. Turn down the volume on my side. That should help everybody in chat, so I'm not getting you, you know. I'll be a little quieter for a second.
Alright. Short bow, shooting at him. Bing!
Ooh.
Yes, you will hit. And that's the one on Kellen again, right?
Yeah, the one on Kellen.
Okay. You shall hit it and damage it.
Okay,
Kellen. So you're gonna go at the same time as the ones around you, pretty much.
It's still up, I take it.
Wait, can I move up closer so that I'm like right next to them, so that I can like maybe try to help push it off of him or something?
Okay. So you can kind of
maybe I'm intimidating enough, like ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Making noise as I move forward.
Kellen, I will tell you, it looks like the one that's in front of you is about to bolt, basically. But the other two that were uninjured running in are going to come in. I guess one of them is sort of going to stop short a little bit and kind of like begin to circle you. And the other one's going to come in and try to strike Olag on the side that the Whisper is not at. I think it misses Olag.
Am I close enough that I can get to Olag?
Sure. I mean,
No, it definitely does not hit me.
Yeah.
Can I sneak a rapier then?
Clanks off of your, armor, just kind of like chewing at
Get
you.
away from me, you stupid beast.
What are you trying to do, Kellen?
Will I be able to sneak a rapier then?
You probably could. Sure. I mean, it's threatening him. You could easily move up, and the one that was on you basically just bolted.
Bolted,
yeah. With it.
That's fine. I'd rather protect us than worry about finishing off some random bird. So, sneak a rapier!
Do it.
Fuck.
You will miss.
Don't do it.
As you kind of stab at it, as it kind of, like, ducks down out of the way, as your, like, blade kind of goes above it, kind of clipping a couple of feathers.
You tried. You tried.
Yes.
Alright, Olag, you can go.
How about that one running away? How about another Sacred Flame?
Okay.
Flame.
Okay.
Assume it saves.
Yes. It totally does. So. It totally does. Whisper, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm standing right next to Kellen at the moment. And, I will... You said one of them did try to attack Olag.
One of them moved up to Olag, like, because the other two were coming up from either side, and when you moved up to go around Olag to next to Kellen, you basically cut one off. So that one sort of like circled around the group a little bit, and it looks like he might probably go after Olag this next turn also, and the other one is up at Olag, kind of chew at him.
Okay, I'm actually going to kind of like move. I want to kind of shift around so that I'm like back between my two buddies and the birds. And I kind of just want to...
You can get in between one, because the other one is, like, right up in his face, pretty much, unless you want to, like, shove in the way, and that's,
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. I want to get between them and just... I want to make a lot of noise and just, like, rah! Like, try to scare them off, basically.
Okay.
Because they seem
make
like
an
they might be
check, actually.
giant chickens.
Yeah. Man-sized chickens. You're like, rah! As you see... Okay.
Like arms
See,
flailing.
it kind of like its eyes widen as it kind of like makes this kind of like really high pitched shrilling noise.
It's like, what the fuck?
Okay, Joe, what do you want to do? The one that basically wasn't affronted by this is going to try to attack Olaf. The other one is going to basically like book it and like jump into the trees, running.
I'm gonna try to sneak a rapier again.
Okay. Okay. Okay, there's like this exchange of nothingness.
Ha! Ha!
Okay, Olag, we're back up to you, and there's just the one bird left. One of them has been scared away, and the other one was injured and ran away.
Ah, yes. I wonder what you would taste like, but you're demonic and would surely darken our souls.
Don't call
I'm
me
gonna
Shirley.
Sacred Flame it, because that's the only attack spell I have.
Okay. It will fail.
Yes. 6 damage.
Okay. All right. You deal it a nice blow, kind of burning off a bunch of feathers. It seems annoyed, but not quite driven away yet. It still seems determined to bite at you. Whisper.
If it's not going to do anything, then I will shoot at it again, I guess.
Okay. You will certainly hit it and certainly injure it. You get like a really good hit into its like one shoulder, so it's kind of like you kind of see its like wing kind of move in a strange like way now, as it kind of like whimpers a little bit too, kind of doing this like kind of clicking noise almost with it.
I feel bad, guys.
I don't.
Kellen, do you want to do anything? It looks
Sneaker rapier.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay, as it was like turning to run away, you kind of stab into its back, like down through it, and kind of impaling it as it kind of goes.
Oh. I tried to take the peaceful route, guys.
As it kind of like tumbles over and kind of like just kind of slumps down to the ground, kind of like a sliding motion.
Well, I guess we have dinner, breakfast, breakfast.
Wait. Could I make an insight to see if it really is demonic?
Sure.
I assume it is. Roll a 9.
Yeah, it looked kind of demonic.
I don't think this would be good to eat. Maybe if we cleansed it first, though. I do like chicken.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a giant kiwi.
Mm-hmm. It's like an emu with a really, really sharp beak.
Oh god, emus are fucking evil.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
You basically want a tree-dwelling version of an emu.
Well, okay, why don't we take it, like, drag it, because we're really close to the edge of the forest. Why don't we drag it to the edge of the forest so that we're not still surrounded by trees?
Yeah, you can notice that there is now a large number of them around, but they're staying back.
Good.
You know.
We'll drag it away.
Okay. As soon as you sort of leave the forest, you lose sight of them, and they don't seem to be bothering you anymore.
I'm taking his feather as a trophy.
Okay. You've just got the greenish brown feather.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so once we get kind of to the edge, be like, all right, we'll
Butcher it.
try to clean it up a little bit and use it. Like, maybe we could take a little break here. Is it getting dark at all? Like, does it seem like it's going to have, like, a day and night cycle, or...
You haven't noticed anything right now. It seems about the same amount of dark as it was before. Not any darker, but not any lighter either.
Okay. Because I don't want to be in a weird, like, in a new area that we don't know what's there. Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, we don't really know what's here either, but...
It looks like there's, like, a small field, like, there's some more field in this area. Kind of then moving up into another mountain, like, kind of moving by a mountain pass, and also then it looks like the trail kind of moves a little bit around the edge of the island. So it looks like it's kind of like, the forest on your right comes up right to the mountain, and then the mountain sort of like that you saw the back of the island's taking over. And to your left, there's a tiny kind of field area again, and then you can just see the edge of the island as it's kind of like moving in, and it looks like the path is going to then kind of like snake around the edge of the mountain and the island together.
Okay, so I think from where we're at, do we see anything that could be a nice, like a good little area to stop in and maybe like stay for a bit so we can rest?
I mean, the little like field area probably is as good as the field area you had next to the bridge.
Okay.
It's not huge. It's maybe like 100 by 100 area, you know, like 1,000 square feet. It looks just like an area where, like, you can see signs that probably there might have been forest in this area at one point, but there might have been, like, a little, like, fire or something, maybe from some lightning and stuff. But it probably didn't spread very far, it looks like.
Okay.
So.
Whisper, I'm going to look at you. You know how to cook, so do you want to butcher it?
Yeah, I can do that. I think we should find a good place to stop and rest, though, before we start that, because it's going to take a little bit, and that way I can butcher it during, we can alternate sleeping and stuff and cleaning it and cooking it, and that way we'll have food.
I'm going to go gather some wood from the edge of the forest then.
Okay.
Olag, will you assist him?
I think it's best that the child is not alone. Not with the Treemons around.
Are you calling her Treemu or Treemons now?
Treemons.
The Treemus.
Alright.
I forgot what I called them before, so...
So it's a new thing now. Got it. Alright,
Oh.
Yes.
I will find wood and hand it to Olag, who can probably carry it better than I can.
Probably.
Oh, careful, lad. Is that the correct wood you're looking for?
I'm walking away from him now.
No, that's definitely not something you would say in character.
Alright, you'll manage to gather firewood just fine, and basically, I guess you set up a small fire, butcher the bird, cook it up, kind of thing you're trying to do?
Yeah, just, like, get it ready so that in the what I'm imagining would be the equivalent of, like, just a nice sleep.
Yes.
Because it would be, like, the equivalent of what would have been, like, coming up on our nighttime.
Yes, it would be.
So we're probably all getting tired.
Yes. Yeah. Alright, you can enjoy a pretty sound sleep. There doesn't seem much more different noise, and it doesn't look as if, like, the time is changing either.
Okay.
Which is really strange.
This whole place is strange. Okay, yeah, then I guess we'll just, like, sleep, get our rest and things, and then,
How does Treemu taste?
Yeah, how does it taste?
Actually, not great. It's a little, like, stringy. Very much so all dark meat. Has a little bit of an odd taste to it. I'm gonna let you know a couple of things about it because you did technically dissect it. It looks as if, like, mostly it seems to eat small rodents that probably live in that forest, and tiny and things like that.
And tastes as such.
Yes. It doesn't look like it's not against working together to take down larger game, which you didn't see any of. Doesn't mean there might not be any in there. The forest was pretty decent sized.
Okay.
Is the beak shiny at all?
The beak is actually pretty tough. It does have a nice shine to it. I mean, if you wanted to take the beak for whatever, it's probably not the best thing to use for, whatever you're planning, but, you could probably do something with it.
You have no idea what he's planning, so...
I don't, and that's why I'm saying it.
You never
Does
know
that bother you?
You never know when something can be useful.
Exactly.
I got a Treemu beak.
Yes.
It's
like the size of your head, though. I mean, the thing was medium, and you're small.
I mean, yeah, that's not difficult to be the size of his head.
Yes, that's true.
Alright, so I guess it's the next morning. We'll eat our Treemu.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep heading on unless you guys have any objections.
It's fine.
Okay. You'll continue down the path, and it's going to... It's enough space. You don't have to feel really like you're pushed against the edge of the island, but it does still, like, kind of like you can sort of look off the edge and see, like, the swirling clouds below kind of thing, and it's just a little disturbing. It's you can be far enough away from the edge, but it's still sort of like you feel like you don't want to get close to the edge.
Gotcha.
It'll kind of wind around for a while, and it'll come to another bridge. This bridge seems well intact.
Perfect.
Do you want me to go across first?
Yes. And tie a rope to you.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a much shorter bridge. It's only about 50 feet, this one, and he'll be able to get across just fine.
Okay.
Seems okay.
Olog, after you.
Okay.
Yes, this went well last time.
Okay. As soon as you kind of cross the bridge, you can see there's a small cave area here. And the path doesn't seem to lead through the cave. It seems to lead off into the sort of like a kind of a mountain pass, kind of heading up a little bit of the mountain.
Oh no, I think there's cave moo.
Everything's something new.
It would more like be a demon bear. Or
Oh,
a bear.
Right. A bear.
Maybe a bugbear.
No, that's also dumb. Bugbears are dumb. They don't even exist.
Owlbear?
That would be absolutely terrifying.
I imagine this is the conversation as we're like trucking along.
We're waiting for you to cross over. It's just like owlbear.
Oh yeah, I would have come across.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
most
so you
likely
said there's-
it is
As
a
you come
bear
across
owl.
Bear owl. Owlbear.
There's
Okay,
a little
you-
cave there, and a path that sort of the path itself leads a little bit more up into the mountains. It looks like.
Whisper. Where do we go?
I guess we should just go. I'm gonna look at my map again, and see if I can guess, because the cave I'm gonna think is probably not where we want to go.
Probably not.
But I'm gonna see if if it lines up to like the direction of the place.
It looks
Is-
like you probably want to continue on this path.
Okay. Question: is there any trees nearby?
No. It just seems like this island is like almost one big mountain. There is a couple patches of like plants, and when you were like on the other side, you could see a few trees here and there, but they're like, it looks like maybe a different type of tree, higher, like on like sides of the mountain in various places. As if like there's a little flat ground, and it managed to find like a sand, basically a hole somewhere up on the mountain.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. You want to try that light thing on a stone and toss it in the cave?
I could, but it would probably upset the owl bear that we've established clearly within this cave.
I'm like coming up on this going like, what? What?
Yeah, he like motions back towards the tree line.
Yes, there's bear owls in the tree lines, and then there's obviously an owl bear in this cave line.
So Whisper is gonna just pause, and she's like looking at Olog, and then gonna like turn and look to Kellen and whisper a message or use a message spell and be like, "Do not egg him on, please." like that's what you hear in your head, and it's just like her, and she's just glaring at you.
I'm just going to respond in my head to you. I was just suggesting to throw a lit stone in there.
I meant with the bear bear things.
So while your conversation's going on, Oleg is just like continuing, like
Well, you
his
can't
back
hear
to
any of
you.
that.
Yeah, I know he's continuing.
Okay.
He thinks you're both listening to him, like
Yeah.
he's speaking something profoundly intelligent.
And we're just like... Anyways, I don't think we should bother with the cave only because
Yes,
where
because
the
of the
temple
owlbear.
is... Yes, because the owlbear. And she's gonna like glaze over it. But because also it looks like where we need to go is continue following the path. So
You see me kind of stare at the cave for a second.
we're gonna have to come back by it. Maybe we should make sure we know where we're going first, and then on the way back we can do it. Plus, if there is a bear owl in there, then we need to
Owl
get
bear?
whatever.
The
Then we
bear
need to
owls
get
are in the trees.
yes, of
She
course.
knows nothing, does she?
I just roll my eyes.
He's just like. Then we'll have to maybe we'll have Valis and them come with us.
Okay. You'll be able to...
Oh, before we continue any further,
All right.
I would like to pull out the stone, the heartworn stone, and
Yep.
see if there's any kind of reaction from it. If it's changed colors, is it warm? Is it singing? You know, is it doing
It always has
anything?
this kind of
Sticky
almost
from-
like reddish crimson pink glow that seemed to like almost emanate from it, which you're not sure if it's just the crystal itself refracting off the light or if it's some kind of magical glow actually. Though, I mean, you didn't observe it for very long. Maybe it's got a little bit more. Also, you smell meat.
On the...
Yes, because you didn't wash it off. Is it sticky?
It's lardy.
I used some of that to like rub it on the meat as I was tenderizing it. You guys just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
Scraped it off and slapped it on the Treemu. Flavor. It's seasoned. Okay. Yeah, if it's not doing anything different, I'll just kind of tuck it back in a pocket and then continue on. I just wanted to check and see if there's any reaction from it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any direct reaction from it. You can continue, of course, on the path. It becomes a little more difficult, but not impossible, because it sort of like is definitely climbing up into this mountain, and it will kind of twist around, kind of moving around between a couple smaller peaks that are kind of like on the edge of this mountain until you're getting up to this high point, where you can see the path kind of split. One is sort of like weaving down, but you can't quite see where it goes to, and the other kind of seems to fall around the edge here.
All right. Which way do... Consult my map again.
All right. Give me an... let's see here. What would be the most appropriate check for you to get? I want you to roll me a...
Performance.
Investigation. You can roll investigation on your own map. Sure.
Okay.
Sure. All right. You're going to kind of like study like the surroundings, study your map, study the surroundings, study the map for a while. You think maybe going down the path might be the right way to go. You're fairly certain there was a second island nearby to this one that wasn't towards the one you're looking for, that maybe following the edge of it might lead more towards, because it's sort of like the difference between going left island, right island. Okay.
Then I would point and say, like, as if I actually know, just be like, okay, this way, let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Why don't everybody give me some dexterity saving throws? This is a little bit more of a perilous path on this one.
Dexterity. Awesome.
Okay. Joe.
Bye, Kellen.
You'll just, at some point in time, you're going to kind of slip up and tumble a little bit. You're going to just take a small bruise. Nothing too devastating. Just a little bit of injury. You'll take 3 as you kind of like scrape your knee a little bit.
That was worse than the bird.
I know, apparently. Apparently, like, you tried to, like, twist your ankle or something almost. You managed to catch yourself a little bit, but it was just, like, sort of like you hit some loose rock as it's kind of like... It's very steep in comparison to where you were coming up. So it's like you're kind of, like, trying to stop yourself on the way down as, like, little, like, kind of loose rocks are kind of getting knocked off the path too a little bit. And you'll kind of, like, move down it, though. I mean, after a little slip-up, which... Olag actually managed to sort of grab your arm and catch you.
Careful, lad.
Yeah, being like, careful, you know, as you're about to, like, you know, like, slip even farther and quicker. So it's sort of like, and the 3 of you are going to be able to make it down. And at the edge of this path, you see this massive chain leading off. The chain itself is insane inside. One of the links is maybe the size of, like, a horse. And you can see it leading off to this, like, another island much farther out, where you can see this massive structure sort of, like, jutting, built out of the mountain itself. And deep below it, now you can see, you get this view of, like, the clouds almost seem normally like their normal swirling. In the center of this is almost like a vortex within the clouds that seems to be almost floating above.
That's where we need to go, isn't it?
Probably.
As you can see, like, the chain feels as if it's, like, swaying just a little bit in, like, whatever, like, is there. As you can feel, like, this area actually has this good degree of wind almost swirling around it, too.
Great.
Maybe not enough that you'd have to worry about it, like, knocking you off, but still.
Yet. All right, so I think we should definitely take note of where this is. Do we see any other way to get to that other island?
Not really.
Okay.
Waiting around for a while, you can see that it almost looks like you're noticing smaller, almost rock islands floating around it, almost orbiting it.
Do we see... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, how thick is the chain?
Big.
A
link is the size of a horse.
Well, it's as long as a horse, but how thick is it?
Probably like a couple feet thick. You know, like maybe like this. Maybe I don't know. It's like
We can't
very
see you.
thick. Like chunk like a midsection of a person like lying down plus more.
Like the midsection of me?
Maybe more.
Maybe more.
Probably
Cannot
more.
confirm nor deny.
Yes. I haven't tried chopping you in half yet.
No dissection yet.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so if we don't see any other way to get across to it, at least any other, like, direct way, maybe we should head back now, because I don't think we're going to be able to pull it in, and just sort of, like, motion to the chain, like how, like, you know, like, reel it in.
No.
And at least we know how to get here.
Yeah.
And she's
Kellen,
actually,
if you,
while
if you
she's
want to
saying
look
this...
at the chain more and see how it's attached
Okay.
and stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll what do you want me to roll for that?
Just
A
roll
look
me a
skill.
perception right now.
Okay.
Roll a look.
And maybe someone roll a strength to hold him over the edge, because he's got to, like, look over the edge.
Are you strong, dwarf?
I was about to ask you that because I have 14, which is
You're
plus
higher
2.
than the two of them, almost combined.
Yeah, I'm an 8.
Oh,
I guess
Same
I'll roll a
here.
Strength check.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna
All right,
make
he's
notes
small.
of how to get here.
Okay, yeah. He's small, so it's not too difficult to hold him over the
I was
edge.
say, I would also like to cast guidance on
Um,
myself.
You can
But,
see,
you know, it's okay.
You can actually see there does seem to be mechanisms built into the rock below you, as he's kind of holding you over the edge, especially with that perception. It looks as if the chain itself can move into the mountain. And it looks like there's something that might be able to withdraw from the mountain, like above it. Maybe some kind of bridge or something? You're not quite sure?
We can reel it in with a crank.
Tie a rope around me. I'm going down.
He ties a rope around you.
I'm going down. Why don't you put a piton in the ground before you go down as well,
Also
Yeah.
a good idea.
so you
Good
don't
idea.
have to rely on our strength.
Okay. You'll hammer it in. Yeah. Kind of attach you off.
Yeah.
Give me climb then.
We don't like
Oh,
dying.
I'd like to cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Ooh,
Thank
can I
you.
cast give you some bardic inspiration? Like, hey, buddy, you got this.
Okay.
I guess
some
that's an
good things.
athletics check.
Ready
yes,
for cantrips.
Athletics, yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's a good thing I cast guidance on you.
And bardic inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bardic inspiration gives me what?
It gives you. Let me double check.
I think you're D6 still, or?
I think it's a D6. Yeah, because we haven't leveled up.
Nope.
So you get to add in a D6
Nope.
on top of it as well.
Cantrip, save the day.
Let's see. That's
9!
Okay, I mean, with the rope and just kind of climbing, you will still sort of fall a little bit, but you'll be able to catch yourself enough, so now that you kind of, like, fall down, almost controlled to the chain itself, kind of like scramble onto it a little bit, you know, kind of like wrapping your arms around it, which you can't really do because you're so big and you're so small, but you have kind of enough on it that you're kind of like clawing onto it a little bit, and you're like, okay, I'm okay.
Are you
I'm
okay,
fine.
child? I knew we should not.
I'm just
send a
hanging
child
around
out
down
there. He's
here.
Too young.
He's fine. He's got this.
He almost died.
We've faced worse.
Yes.
I don't know what, but
Had anybody talk to you about the child labor laws?
we need to be quiet so we can listen to see if he yells for help. Okay? Shh.
What?
Yes.
So I'm going to try to shimmy my way towards the mechanism.
Okay. I guess just make me another athletics check.
course it has to be athletics. It can't be acrobatics.
I mean, I guess if you want to try to balance your way over there, too.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to do that.
Yes.
Okay, you will like kind of get up on the chain and kind of like manage to keep a good balance. I mean, the fact is that you're smaller and it's much larger than you helps a lot.
Yes.
You know, you'll be able to manage to sort of get over into it. It looks as if like the chain itself moves into the island. You're probably small enough you could actually squeeze in there because it's so large. That's the thing I can say about it. You don't actually see a mechanism attached out here, so it's obvious you're not in a place where the mechanism would be. That doesn't mean crawling in there might not be able to find it.
Go, dark vision.
Okay.
I'm going in the mountain for a second. I'll be right back.
Alright, so you're going to kind of climb along the chain into this darkness where it's like this kind of almost circular tunnel with the chain sort of in the middle of that. There's barely any space that you almost have to be like kind of actually like, rather than balancing now, you actually have to be crawling along it. But you're like sort of, it's not difficult even with your like lack of strength because you can like almost position yourself in between the chain and like the tubing it's in, you know, because it doesn't have a lot of leeway, and you're small enough that you can fit in that leeway just a smidge.
Good thing you're not a fat halfling.
Yeah. He's a gnome.
Or no, fat home. Fat gnome.
Fat home.
Fat home.
Fat home.
A foam.
A foam. You'll kind of crawl your way along for, you're not quite sure how long, as it just seems to keep going and out of sight, until you think, because you can't really look ahead very well, you think you're getting outside of it. And it's maybe, you're not sure how long it's been, but you, at some point in time, had to unattach your rope to keep going. I'm going to say that much.
I think Olog feels like the rope go slack and he just looks over to whisper, "He's dead."
We'll give it a few more minutes. He's probably fine.
He's most likely dead. There's most likely one of the owl bears.
Okay, you, and she's going to point to Olog, why don't you go stand over there and keep an eye out towards the owlbears and make sure they don't come eat us?
Thought you were watching for the owl bears. Has nobody been watching for the owl bears?
I don't know what an owlbear even looks like.
It looks like an owl bear. It's incompetent. And he just like storms off. He drops the rope and he just like...
Well, luckily it's attached to a pitten.
Yep. That's why.
Yeah, that's the only reason he dropped it. Is he knew it.
And you're dead.
Alright, you'll emerge into what appears to be a massive cavern inside
filled with
the mountain.
owlbears.
You can see the chain moves around what appears to be a massive set of something it would spin around, and it looks to be at its maximum distance. You can also see that for that entire length, you can see that sort of popping out on this end appears to be some kind of mechanism right above the chain with some kind of bridge that is literally all the way in the mountain. It's probably like a couple 100 feet into the mountain. There are massive, huge gears that the entire mountain seems actually hollow, with like structures built into here, and it goes beyond your vision. It's so tall.
My eyes are twinkling.
Yes. There's like gears that are like huge, insanely sized. You know,
giant gnomes must have built this.
Everything seems ancient, but in well shape, you think? You can see there appears to be something there. You think it might be some kind of control panel. You would have to sort of like move around through some, like get out of this area and move into the sort of scaffolding, which you can tell looks a little sketchy from age, because it looks to be a combination of both wood and metal.
Well, at this point, I am going to light my hooded lantern.
Okay.
So I can actually get a better view, because just black and white is probably not very detailed.
Yes. So you kind of like pierce it up, and you can see that the light kind of just pierces up into the darkness. You're pretty sure it stretches up a good chunk of the way into the mountain, whatever mechanisms are here. As you can see, like, it's almost this huge shaft where the chain would go around that seems to stretch up out of sight because it's so big. And look, and as I said, it looks as if the chain is at the exact end where you can see it's where it's been attached to the shaft.
I'm gonna try to make my way to the mechanism.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me a dexterity save then. Okay.
Ha!
You'll at one point in time actually like step on a piece of rotted wood and go out, and as you're about to like fall down, you'll sort of like manage to reach out and grab like a piece of metal hanging down from there, and kind of like be able to like shift yourself back up on top a little bit, you know, as you notice, like, you know, you just basically stepped on something that effectively it just melted under your weight, even your weight.
Got to be more careful.
Way to go.
Mm.
Curiosity, though, is still going, so... Haha!
Get off. Get off. Sorry.
It's the werecats.
Angry cat.
Yes.
Werecats now.
Cat owls.
Bear
Get
cats.
Damien off the table.
Owl
I can't get her.
cats.
She's on the other edge of it. Yeah. Okay.
It sounds angry.
Whisper, do you hear that? I think they're coming for us. Prepare yourself.
Okay, I'm prepared. She's just like, sure. She's like leaning, like looking over the edge, like listening to see if she hears anything back from Kellen.
Nothing, and the time is just going by, and you hear nothing. You probably can, like, because you're a little taller, can definitely get a little bit more over the edge. You can only see the rope going into like this hole where the chain is going into, and then you don't see anything. But the edge of the rope is not hanging down; it's somewhere in there. Wherever it ends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No in a hole, no in a hole.
Yep.
You feel at home.
Yep.
So Kellen, you'll be able to make it to the mechanism then.
I am going to study the mechanism.
All right. Give me intelligence check then.
Please be better than last time.
Yeah. Actually, I'll let you to roll advantage because you played around with the other one. So go ahead and give me a second roll.
Okay.
You roll both of them separate then. Okay, so you'll take the 9. Gotcha.
Why am I
Way to
roll
go.
so bad tonight?
You are destined to die.
Well, it appears to have 4 different levers and some kind of toggle and something that spins. It works somehow.
Is there any writing on it?
Sure.
Is it in a language that I know?
No.
Common, Draconic, or Elven?
No. I will tell you, the writing seems similar to Draconic. So maybe whatever language might use the a version of the Draconic alphabet, but like its structure of the words and stuff is alien to you.
I'm going to make a rubbing.
Okay.
So want to play with this, but afraid to. I'm going to move one of the levers.
Okay. First, second, third, or fourth.
I roll a d4.
Oh no. Best way of doing it though.
Okay, third one. All right. So you'll kind of click down that, and you will see, like, you'll hear this kind of like grinding almost a little bit as you begin to see the bridge actually move out.
Oh, I'll let it keep moving.
Okay.
to seems to be extended fully.
Okay. Whisper, after about, like, an alarmingly large amount of time, all of a sudden you hear this noise, and this bridge starts to move out from under, like, almost underneath you, and kind of move out a while away. And then it stops eventually when it sort of reaches pretty good distance, maybe like 150, 200 feet long.
Okay, so it's how...
It's about 10 feet down right now.
Well, I was going to say, how far away from that other island is it?
Still pretty far.
Like halfway, quarter of the way?
Maybe about a third.
A third? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will, yell down to Kellen, "Good job! But it's only 1/3 of the way!"
You hear nothing.
Damn it. Thought I'd try.
Remember, he is dead. It is most likely something feeding on his body.
It's extending a bridge! And she's looking at him and then looking at the bridge and be like,
it
"Watch
seems
for
to be
bear
as far
owls."
as it's
It
going
was
to go
most
out
likely
on
It
that
seems
lever.
you hear the noise stop.
Okay. Well, then, since I accidentally rolled twice, lever 4.
Okay. It moves back in.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Move
You're
back out.
Okay. Put really 3 again. Okay. As you
Yes.
see it begin to start moving back in and then move back out.
Lever 2 then.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen.
Lever 1.
All right. You hear level 1. You all of a sudden see the massive mechanism next to you begin to spin as this noise far beyond anything that seems to echo throughout this entire area. You're pretty sure people back in the boat are hearing this noise as it just begins to sort of spin, bringing the chain forward. As you can see the chain kind of bending and twisting a little bit and kind of jumping a little bit as it's sort of moving in slowly.
Okay, I will let it keep moving in for a little while.
Okay. It eventually will stop, though.
Oh, steps on itself. Good.
Okay, from up top, did it pull the mountain, the
Oh yeah,
island?
the thing is closer, but it looks like the bridge is still 10 feet down from both sides.
But is it from the other end of the bridge to the mountain?
It looks like
island.
whatever edge you'd want to get to is 10 feet above there, just like it's 10 feet down to that bridge.
Okay.
I
Since I
guess
didn't think there was no response before because the bridge started going in, I'm gonna assume he couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
He's not dead. And she's gonna glare over her shoulder. Are there any bear owls coming?
I think I saw one, but it might have been the shadow.
Okay.
The shadow?
Just keep an eye on it.
There was only, a spinner and what was the other thing?
Some kind of switch.
I'll flick a switch.
Okay. You hear this kind of clunking noise, but that's about it. That's sort of almost like maybe some kind of timer or something you've activated.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna make my way out.
Okay. Alright. Olag.
You want some
looks to be a combination between a turtle and a lizard pops out. It's about the size of a squirrel.
Interesting. She's just going to stare at it.
From the very shadows you were pointing at earlier, that's what pops out from there.
And Whisper's still looking over the edge, waiting.
Yes.
Whisper, come take a look at this. It's quite interesting.
Yes.
It's an owl turtle bear.
And she's gonna...
But...
What?
Also a squirrel.
Yeah, Whisper, you have no sign of where Kellen may be because there's a bridge in the way of where that chain was again now.
What happened to his rope?
The rope, it looks like it managed, because it was a little loose, to be pushed out of the way, but it doesn't look like it's maybe been pulled out all the way.
Okay. So it's dangling off the side of the bridge now?
Yeah, it looks like a lot looser, and it looks like some of the wind is sort of trying to pull it out a little bit more, but it still appears to be in where the chain is.
Okay. So it's just got a weird loop going, and then it goes in. Okay. then I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to pull on it or anything.
Okay. I guess, Kellen, you're making your way back?
Yeah, do you want some dex or
you'll
acrobatics?
be fine getting back to the rope.
Okay.
And you'll
I'll
probably
time it back to myself.
Yes, you'll be fine getting back to the edge where now you can see... You see a gigantic bridge on top of you. Basically, you're on the chain, and there's a bridge above you. And that's all you see.
I can't get on the bridge.
You are below it, like quite literally in the center below it. Your rope goes around the edge of it.
Could I squeeze around the edge or no?
Did I see the rope go taut when he took it?
You, and then that's the center of it. I mean, if you wanted to like dangle and try climbing up your own rope. The rope does seem to get more and more loose, but then again, you're not sure if that's Kellen or if that's the wind blowing it out.
Just blowing it and pulling it.
Well, once I'm at the edge, I'll yell up now.
Okay. There's a
Hey!
Good job. There's a bridge.
Yes. I don't know how I'm going to get there because it's above me.
Well, tie the rope really good and we can pull you up.
I'm sure.
Okay.
It's tied good around me.
All right. So she'll stand up and turn around and be like,
You're
Olag!
going to see Olag staring at this combination between a turtle and a lizard, and the two of them are just staring at each other.
Like, he's probably down, like, crouching down, just, like, really low. Just
How
like,
big is it?
And it's just, it's like the size of a squirrel.
Okay.
And it's just sort of, like, sitting there kind of, like, flicking out a tongue and, like, looking at him. It's flicking out, like, this two tongues at the same time.
Awesome.
Yes, you're demonic, but what type of demonic are you?
Olag, and if he doesn't respond after a few seconds, she can pick up a little pebble and like throw it at him.
Okay.
Like get his attention because she's not leaving the rope.
Yeah.
With Kellen dangling at the other end.
Yeah, it takes the pebble to actually get his attention. To go,
Tink.
what? This is very. Oh, I see.
You see
Coming back.
as like the pebble kind of bounces off of you and hits the ground. You see the thing kind of like dart off into the shadows. Then.
Oh, look at what you did. I was.
It's fine.
Busy.
It's fine. We gotta get
We'll
Kellen.
never fight
He's
something
back.
like this again.
I'm sure they're everywhere. Get over here and help me get
He's
him
dead. This is his clone. It's quite obvious.
She just blank stare at him for like 3 seconds, just like, what is wrong with this guy? And then be like, just help me.
Yes. We will get the clone of the child, and you can pretend it's the real one.
Yes, I will pretend it's the real one. I will adopt this new clone of the child. Now,
I did not know he was actually your child.
Stop calling me a child!
You brought this on yourself, Kellen.
And yeah, he helps with whatever you need him to help.
I guess the two of you working together. Olag, you can roll a strength check with advantage if she's helping you out.
Yes.
Just get him up. Yeah, you'll manage to pull him up. He doesn't weigh
Reel
a
in
lot.
the child.
You do you want to? You can pull him up so that he
Leave
gets
me on the bridge.
or because the
And he
bridge,
just drops you.
yeah, the bridge is about 10 feet down from you guys, and then it goes over to like right below the island where it is still 10 feet down. Kellen, give me an intelligence check, again. Maybe that spinner thing would have made the bridge go up in position a little better. You're like,
I think now that I see this, I think I may be able to make the bridge not below the island.
Does that mean you want to go back?
Do you want me to go back in and raise it?
It might be difficult, being as you'd have to drop down and around onto the chain. I'm just pointing out what you're going to have to do. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. We have how many ropes?
probably
We have
like,
a 25-foot rope and we have a 50-foot rope.
He's probably on the 50-foot rope, so you still probably have a 25.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is you go down on one side and we drop the other rope on the other so we can pull you that way, and that would pull you back to the other side, maybe.
How would he get the rope from the other side?
I didn't think this through. Silence!
Just lower me back. I'll try to manage to get back on the chain. At least I'll be attached to a rope. If I have to swing and dangle a little until I get to it, I can do so.
Yes. We'll send you back to whatever it was.
What?
He wishes to go back to his birthing chamber. Let's just let him go.
His birthing vat. It's called a vat, okay? That's where clones come from.
Science, that is
I never came from a vat.
It's like as soon as he starts speaking, Oleg starts lowering him again.
No.
Do you want us to like try to swing you or anything? Or do you want to do that on your own?
I'll be able to eyeball it. Just lower me.
Tell us when to stop lowering you.
Yes.
Like so that you're even with it.
All right, so you'll get to the point where you can tell him to stop. That it's even with that.
I'm good.
Okay. I guess.
What?
You're a little lower then because he didn't quite hear you, but he does manage to stop.
Yay!
Person draconic.
All right. So you could swing onto the chain now if you really wanted to.
I will.
Okay.
He's probably going to die again.
I'm gonna yell up.
Die again, and we'll have another clone. Okay.
I'm gonna yell up.
Too close. That's nonsense.
When the rope goes slack, pull it back up. Once the bridge is level, then get on it and drop the rope from the bridge then, so you can pull me up onto the bridge.
Wait. There's
what?
one problem with that plan.
What?
Bridge is, well, you're not going to be able to see this, but bridge is here, and you will be under bridge, and it will be off the side of the bridge, and you won't be able to reach it. So just tie it off onto the piece of the chain.
Well, no, because when the bridge gets even with the island, it would cut the rope.
No, it wouldn't. It's going over and around. We can hold it out of the way.
Okay.
What
You're still going to put it away from the chain now.
What I'll do is I'll untie it from the pitten.
I don't know if I can tie it around the rope or around the chain is the problem.
Well, then sink it into something when you get inside wherever you're going with a pitten. He's like, wait, this might actually work.
That might work, yes. Okay. Entering the deep, dank hole again.
Whoa, easy there.
Like I said, his birthing chamber.
It's a vat, not a chamber.
You'll manage to get once again into the hole of the chain, and you'll start crawling along, and you feel like when you get about halfway, because this is, it's once again time consuming to crawl along here.
Yes.
All of a sudden, the chain starts moving back again.
Oh crap.
Much faster than you can crawl.
Oh crap.
As all you outside.
So he's gonna go out on the chain and be like,
the mountain beginning to float away.
Kellen!
I believe he's going back to his people.
Have I untied the rope yet?
Yes, probably because you were about halfway.
Fuck. I will keep trying to climb towards the chain, or towards back in.
All right.
The only option, really, other than going out in the middle of nowhere.
You can tell you're losing ground rapidly.
Can I grab
that rope that's attached by your pin?
I'm going to grab the rope.
As it goes by. Goodbye.
It's like going by. Okay, you're going to grab the rope. The chain is just going to kind of almost be scraping into you occasionally and thumping into you. It's going to be almost like, it's so hard to kind of keep yourself out of it without being drugged by it too. You're managing decently. You're going to get beat up a little bit. So we'll just tell you take a d6 damage. How you doing anyway, Sport?
I'm at 5.
You'll take 3.
I'm at 2.
And then eventually, though, the chain will stop again.
I'll make my way back in.
Mm-hmm.
I will reel the island back in.
Uh-huh.
I will play with the twisty thing.
Uh-huh.
So I notice it moving up and not down.
You have no idea what it's doing. It seems to only go in one direction right now.
Oh, good. Well, I'll twist it all the way in that direction.
Okay. You guys will see the bridge kind of almost like kind of like move out a little bit more, and then kind of move up, as if it's like being like kind of like weirdly pushed up and kind of clunk into place, like right next to you.
I will not touch the switch this time.
Okay.
And I will make my way back out.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
And I will tie myself off and grab my pitten.
Okay. You'll be able to make it back into
haul him back up.
Yeah, you'll be able to haul him back up, using your technique that you were talking about. You know, unattaching it from the pitten, moving it around, and you got him up on the bridge. Then
he looks kind of beat up, so I will I will do some curing wounds on him as he like climbs back and be like, "Are you okay?" Like
I felt better. You try getting dragged by a chain.
No, this is why I sent you to do it.
I'm full again.
Okay.
You're welcome. Pat. I pat the child on the head.
Okay.
You only brought me because I could fit into small crevices.
Yep, that's why we keep you.
Exactly.
Well,
you can see a bridge moving over to some kind of like maybe like 150, 200 foot bridge. And at the end of it, there's some kind of archway and a staircase leading up to whatever this giant building built into the mountain is.
Cool. Okay. Before we go across this bridge, I'm going to look at both of them and be like, do we want to take this moment now to go back and get the rest of the crew? Because we have no idea what's inside there. We know that this is a very dangerous temple. And I'm also going to pull out the stone and see if there's any reaction from it as we're getting closer again.
You don't see the kind of reaction, like, but you kind of get this feeling like you're being called there. Like, as soon as you pull out the stone and are holding it, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, I knew this was coming. Damn it. Okay.
There's this, like, you feel as though, like, the crystal's being called to. You just feel this, like, strong yearning to go there right now. You're managing to, like, keep your cool about it, but it's as if, like, there's something there that this crystal requires.
Shinies.
Yes. It is shiny. And you can almost see, like, the little, like, twinkle in the center of it is getting brighter.
Yeah, I definitely think we should go back and get the rest of the crew before we go in deeper. Plus, I don't want to be on the wrong side of this bridge if that bridge decides to go back in.
I think the mechanism that made the chain go out was because there was a switch that I flicked, and I think it was a timer. I didn't flick it this time.
So I'm going to, like, lean down really close to him, and I want to insight and see if he's, like, if he honestly believes that he doesn't think it's going to go back in.
Okay.
He seems legit. He
does seem legit. He does seem like he thinks it should be fine.
Should be fine. We're great.
Yeah.
Oleg is going
if we want to get people first, that's fine too.
What's Oleg doing?
Oh, he's going to see Whisper lean in and think she's thinking the exact same thing that he's thinking.
He's a clone.
And he's going to lean in too and make an insight check to see if he's a clone.
I knew it.
There's very good chances. He could be a clone.
And he just, like,
Could be a clone.
he looks over slightly towards
legit.
Whisper and just, like, nods towards her. Like, there's a connection that they both know.
And she's gonna look at him and nod, like, what are you... Okay. So, he seems legit, that he doesn't think it's gonna go back in.
Or that
So
he's
I
a
think
clone.
we should... Or that he's a clone. So I think we should go back to the ship, get everybody else, now that we know the way here, and we know what's in the woods, and that there's a bridge. And even if it does go back in, you know how to get it back, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So...
I hope I don't have to, but yes.
Okay. As you
And
begin,
let's
to
be
turn
careful
and
in the
head back
woods.
towards the kind of steep cliff, you hear a high-pitched scream echo from
It's the owl
somewhere
bears!
on the island far beyond.
Like a murderous scream, or like
an
somebody's
owl
in
bear
pain?
scream.
Like someone like in pain scream.
Ignore it. Keep going. No. Does the I'm gonna pull the stone back out and see if it's changed.
Hasn't seemed to have changed at all.
Has what?
Doesn't seem to have changed at all.
Oh, it doesn't seem to have changed. Okay.
No.
Then put it back away and continue. Like, that's why we need to get more people. That's just like ushering the children along.
I'm totally agreeing on this.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
you will manage to get back to the ship. All right. Who are you all collecting when you get there?
Everybody.
Okay.
All 30.
Not everyone's going to be able to come. You're going to leave at least a decent amount of crew. You can grab a couple of them. They will go with you. They'll tell you to lead the way.
Okay. Lead the way.
Okay. You'll manage to, through some thick and thin, get them back there. We'll say you have, of course, Fitzwilliam there.
Yay!
Mr. Soon.
Is Lucky there?
With you. Lucky will be with you too.
Yay!
Droon will stay back at the ship for now until you really find something. He's going to stay there. The captain's going to stay aboard the ship and just have Mr. Valis go in her stead.
Okay.
Just in case they need to maneuver something, she's the best one for it. Doctor will stay aboard. Carpenter will stay aboard. Old
man Cub?
Rechan will indeed be with you.
Awesome.
Okay.
And Olag.
Okay. And
Olag will, of course, accompany you.
Okay. As you're all kind of moving down that main bridge, and as the three of you kind of step off, everything starts to move, separating again.
Oh, shit.
Just the three of us, or did anybody else?
As soon as the three of you, like, stepped across, as if you triggered something. Like, through the little archway at the end. I will have a number of the crew that came with you leap over to the side with you. But as the rest of them are separating out, and they're going to, I guess, we'll say the old man was up with you because he probably would have been there.
Yeah, he would have been right in there.
He would have been like charging instead, like,
as much as he can sort of live through this. But we're going to end it here with the bridge with like half of your crew. They're not moving at all. It's just the chain is beginning to like unravel.
Fuck.
Okay, so it's just kind of floating back.
Yeah. And they're probably gonna and you can I'm gonna say Valis is over with them, and he's like, we'll because I'm guessing you told him about the mechanism.
Yeah, I would have told everyone.
We'll try to figure out another way inside and get this working again.
I'm gonna yell back. Maybe the cave we passed.
All right.
Watch for the bear owls.
All right.
Owl bears.
And
Treemoos.
With you, with the three of you, Rechan, Lucky, and Fitzwilliam. Your friendly neighborhood giant hippo man. Who's probably going to actually be carrying Rechan around by now.
Rechan just has like a saddle on his back.
Yeah, really. Okay. And we'll leave off, though, for this week right here. All right. I hope everybody had a great time. Does anybody want to kind of pimp out anything for stuff? Everyone. Frank/Olag?
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm the community manager for Space Viking Gaming, run by Margaret Crone. That's pretty much it. I run my own game on Fridays and my own universe. I'm obsessed with maps. That's pretty much all you need to know about me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Rachel/Whisper?
Rachel, and same thing as usual, Rules as Written podcast. Follow us on Twitter @Rules as Written. Again, we're in a weird hiatus spot because we're in the process of recording the next bunch of episodes, and we are working on getting things transferred over. So, yeah, pardon the inconvenience at the time being, but we are still active on Twitter and working on the actual episodes.
Mm-hmm. Joe/Kellen?
Yep, same as usual. See everyone next Saturday for Gathering the Roll.
Discussing.
Why am I saying Gathering the Roll? I'm awake today. Yes. Well, it's getting close to bedtime.
Yes.
And then see everyone again on Sunday.
Yep. we should be back here. Probably back to the normal time, I'm assuming, next week. Hopefully 1 p.m. We'll see about it. You can always check on my Twitter to see if there's any updates on changes in schedule, but theoretically we should be there. Okay? So it was great to have you all. Hope you had enjoyed the show, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.